Welcome to Let's Talk Jets Radio.
Mr. Primetime.
All I want for Christmas is my quarterback.
You know, first of all, we want to wish everybody a very happy and healthy holiday season. Merry Christmas, all that stuff. Because, you know, we have the game Thursday night. You know, probably do a show on Friday night, maybe, depending how it goes. And that's it. Then we get to enjoy the holiday, man. No football this weekend, so they can't ruin the weekend for us.
Yeah,
so that's good.
We could do a Friday show. Wish everybody a final happy holidays before the break. So,
Oof. So
I'm so defeated right now, man.
It's just
this team just sucks the life out of you. Just every year they find new ways to do it.
You know, it's interesting, man, because 6-3, you have hope. 6-4, you have hope.
I still remember the stream though. Expectations changed. You know,
Yep.
you're 6-3 with a top 5 defense. Expectations go up at that point.
And
what sucks is that they've been in every game. Every loss has been a one-score game. It just sucks.
3 heartbreaking losses, but the last one triggered me. This game, this Lions loss set me off because now it's just not just Zach. Now it's the defense. Now it's the special teams. Now it's the coach. Now it's the punter. It's like everybody contributed to this loss, and it's at home 3 in a row with playoffs on the line, meaningful game in December. They all choked. They all did. They all choked. At some point in the game, they all choked.
Complete team loss. For all the frustration that we have towards Zach, which I think, you know, is still kind of justified. Yeah, I mean, the defense, when it really mattered, 4th and 1, they screwed up. You know, Mosley's not even going 100%, trying to, you know, chase after the tackle at the end. That was fucking ridiculous. And then, you know, special teams, they gave up 10 points basically between the missed field goal and the punt return. That's the difference in the game.
So, and now what we'll do is the first part of the show, we're going to answer questions. So if you're a troll, we're gonna answer your question because 99% of the trolls will never call in. So we'll just answer.
They say they do, but they don't. I wasn't dealing with the trolls last night.
Yeah, it was funny. He was like, "Yo, bro, you wouldn't let me on." Yeah, okay. So here's how it works. We put a link in the chat. You actually click on it. We see you in the studio, and we bring you on. I know it's very difficult for some. It's hard to hit that little button. You know,
it takes a lot of courage. It does.
Yeah. Well, I mean, it takes courage to actually come on the show and talk to us. Doesn't take any courage to sit there and be a troll, to sit in the comments and talk shit. That's the easy thing to do. But it's the loss is disappointing. And now you find yourself in a spot where you're like, all right, you're 7-7. You got to win 3 games. You're going to need help. Thursday night football, Trevor Lawrence, rain, wind, national stage. And the thing is, primetime is, this is where your cynical, same old Jet fan head comes in. You're like, you know what? This is going to be fitting. This is my negative side kicking in. I'm just a miserable fan right now, where Trevor Lawrence is going to put on a show in our stadium while Zach struggles, and we're going to hate everything.
Nightmare. That's my nightmare.
Right?
You got Justin Fields with highlight runs every single week, the guy we passed on, and the guy that we should have had if we just lost those final 3 games, who we all knew was, you know, the once-in-a-generation talent, who's now living up to it already. He's going to do it in our building. And it's probably going to lead to the Jaguars winning the division, too.
Yeah. So
that's my fear, man.
I'm just going to try to take the positive side and say, you know,
if you want the positive side, winning or losing on Sunday really didn't matter because they were still going to have to win these final 3 games most likely anyway. So
right, but I mean,
ultimately, it doesn't make a huge difference.
But the way they lost, though, is ridiculously concerning because a lot of alarming things there. Where you're playing meaningful games, you expect a lot more out of the veteran players. You expect a lot more out of the coach that's supposed to be, you know, thoroughly prepared and has a time management coach and an analytics guy. But here you are. It happens, and now it's like everybody's overanalyzing. Zach, this, that. Like, I don't care about next year. The Jets are 7-7. I care about Thursday night. That's all I care about. I don't give a shit about anything after the season right now. It doesn't matter. But I will tell you this. This kid is playing for his Jets career the next 3 games. He is.
You think so?
That's 100%.
In terms of not being on the roster or competing with either White or another veteran for the job.
I think they'll have competition here. I think he'll be an open competition. If he does what he did on Sunday, the next 3 games, and Jets will make the playoffs, he will not be he shouldn't be handed the starting job, and he will have legitimate competition where he's got to go above and beyond to get the starting job back.
So if that's the mindset, I mean, are you giving Mike White the job back if he's ready next Sunday?
Yes.
Okay.
That 100%. Yeah, long rest, dude.
I completely agree. I'm just saying, like I saw the tweet earlier from Anthony Becht about how it's important to try to look at the future. No, like you screw every other guy in the locker room that's busted their ass this year and put the team in position to go for a playoff run. You owe it to them. Play the best player. Salah says it himself too.
The comment was asinine.
No,
you got to play Zach now because you want to see what he is the next 3 games for next year. So what you want to mail in this season when you have a chance to make the playoffs to figure out what you have in your quarterback? You pretty much know what you have in your quarterback.
That's what you say when you're like 4-11 or some shit.
100%.
We play the young kid who's not ready just to see where he's at for next year.
Yep.
Fine. You get him some experience. Fine. Not when you're in a fucking playoff race. You don't do that.
Yeah. I mean, no matter what happens, if Mike White is healthy against Seattle, I'm playing him. I don't care. I don't care about anybody's feelings. I don't care about what anybody thinks. He gives you the best chance to win. And right now it's about winning. That's all that really matters to me.
Is there anything Zach can do on Thursday to change that?
Nope. Just being honest, man.
No, that's fair.
It's how I feel.
I would tend to agree only because of the reactions. I mean, you could even ask Jay. We were watching the game together. You watch Garrett Wilson coming off the field, Elijah Moore coming off the field sometimes. Their heads are down. They're throwing their arms up. They're not happy with this kid. They know they're getting open, and they're not getting a chance to make plays. That's what it is.
I'm telling you, Daniel Jeremiah hit it. He hit it perfectly on his analysis on the Rich Eisen show. He said, you know what? Zach Wilson is a home run hitter. He's going to hit you that 400, 500-foot home run, but he's going to bat 230, 220, and that's what you're going to get. Those strikeouts are all the easy throws that he's missing that don't let you continue drives, that frustrate everybody. It makes things a lot more difficult to do. So now the new thing is, well, Zach's not a pocket passer. He's not good in the pocket. We got to continue to roll him out. So if that's still the case, guess what opposing teams are going to do? They're going to keep him in the pocket. Like it's
exactly.
This isn't.
or they're just going to blitz from the right and force him to roll to his left, where he sucks going to his left.
Yeah.
Or, I mean, he made the play to his arm. I'll give him that. But earlier in the year, he was having some struggles going.
Yeah, I mean, he made 4 or 5 great throws, and he made 7 or 8 or 9 mistakes. You're just like, what are we doing?
And that's what I was saying with Tyrone last night. Like the things that he did well, we already knew. Like we know he could throw the deep ball. We know he's mobile. We know he can get outside the pocket. The shit that you benched him for, that he was supposed to be working on for the last 4 weeks, what did he improve? Mechanically, accuracy, like where was the improvement?
And that's
reading a blitz.
No, and that's the thing. It's like it's funny. Everybody's trying to say, well, here we know what we have in Zach, and like, okay, so what are your things to hang your hat on? Because usually the things to hang your hat on, you're going to see Thursday night in Trevor Lawrence. He's becoming a team leader.
Yep.
He's getting much better. He's becoming a game-breaking talent. He's winning games for his team. That's what you want to see. You want to see a guy that's very respected in your locker room, the face of the franchise of your team. Zach is none of those things right now. None of them.
And the problem is Zach doesn't have the same excuse that Geno Smith had, that Sam Darnold had, where they didn't have a coordinator, where they didn't have receivers, they didn't have an offensive line. For the most part, Zach has had those things this year. So I mean, I know it's only year 2. I know he's only played like 6 or 7 games above his full season. Like I get all of that. He's a young quarterback. Now is not the time to be developing him on the field if Mike White is capable of coming back.
And the one thing I will say, and this is something that we first guessed when it actually happened, is Trevor Lawrence is benefiting from Doug Peterson. That is 1,000% a fact because Doug Peterson's play calling is very good. So you're starting to see the benefits of that, where you have a first-time head coach with a first-time offensive coordinator, with a first-time quarterback coach, the unfortunate passing of Greg Knapp, but you have a lot of new guys that have nothing on the resume molding your franchise quarterback. So if you want to question Mike LaFleur and calibrate, that's fine. You could do it. When they had to bring in John Beck last year and Matt Cavan and everybody else.
But when the offense looks so functional with every other quarterback, doesn't that point more towards it being an issue with
right?
Zach
But it could, but that's true. But you also drafted him, and if you have to cater your offense and make changes, you got to find ways to help him improve. So I'm not. Listen, I don't think Zach's any good. I think I'm over it. Like bring him back next year, compete for it. The rest of this year, I just don't have any faith in him. But I think the Jets coaching staff doesn't get a pass from me. Like Salah doesn't get a pass, LaFleur doesn't get a pass, Calabrese.
They don't get a pass, but I mean, it's pretty obvious to anyone watching these games, drunk idiots like us. I mean, we know what Zach's doing wrong, so it's hard to think that they're going into all these practices.
We know what he's
not
doing
trying
wrong.
to hone in on those things.
We know what he's doing wrong.
Is he just not getting it?
Yeah, but
or are they not teaching it right?
Who is the proven NFL coach on the staff that can help? That's actually helped a quarterback and fix the quarterback on their resume? Who's that guy? Who is it? There's nobody there. I can tell you the answer.
Well, you can say Mike White. I mean, what they've done with
But
him.
no, but I'm saying if you have a quarterback that's struggling, so now you have Zach calling Kurt Warner and Drew Brees and all these guys, Steve Young. That's great. But to me, he's damaged goods now. Now it's like, now it's like you got to figure out a way to call your game plan, knowing all his deficiencies and try to find a way to win the game. And that's going to start with running running the football, and the offensive line is going to be a lot better. I mean, the offensive line is just falling apart now. I don't know what they're doing wrong, but I mean, it's just getting. Some of these guys are making a pretty good amount of money, and they're not earning it.
No, that Tomlinson contract. I mean, that's a lot of money for next year.
Yeah, it's not good at all. So if you guys got questions, fire them out. We'll do a bunch of questions and stuff. We'll answer those. Then we'll bring callers on and see what you guys think. Big game Thursday night. Got to win it. No excuses. Hopefully Quentin Williams is back. I guess he's limited in practice, which is going to be whatever. But
Corey Davis coming back.
Yep, that's it's a good thing. So we'll see what happens there. Thank you guys for joining us too, by the way. It's time for Strebler season, and we're here ready.
Jesus.
Zach Rosen. I saw Josh Rosen got signed again, like his 7th team.
Oh, did he? Wow.
Yeah. Yep. What we got here? I mean, Zach has wide receivers. He has running backs. I got legs on him tonight. I think he's serviceable. You got Michael Carter coming back. I mean, there's weapons, dude.
They had absolutely no running game on Sunday, though. I don't know if that's because they just, the Lions just didn't fear Zach at all, and they were just stacking the box.
Prime time. If you're going to face this team right now, as they currently exist,
put the ball in Zach's hand. Yeah.
Stack the box, pressure, and make him make decisions because he can't read the defense. He can't go through his progressions. He can't. And when he does, he can't make the throw consistently. Like you literally every
time
he
drops, handle pressure either.
No, but every time he drops back to throw, you hold your breath. You have no idea what to expect. I don't think he knows what to expect, to be honest with you. He's just, I'm so tired.
And he had 4 weeks, dude, to sit, to watch, and it's like I said, the things that he was doing well, like he was already doing those things well, like first couple weeks of his rookie year. I don't know what area he's improved in.
D-Rock is in a jacuzzi in Florida on vacation. Please answer me why we took Zach Wilson out of all the other quarterbacks. I mean, well, good question for Joe Douglas, I guess.
That'll be my all-time I told you so. Bastards.
Kevin, I'm bringing the sausage for Thursday straight from the butcher who I consider family.
That could be a problem because I don't know if I'm going to have my grill with me. Actually, I should have it in the car.
But you're grilling the monsoon.
I don't know if I was going to be setting it up with the rain and shit coming straight from work.
So if you guys want to call in, we're going to do that shortly. If you have questions for us, we can talk about whatever you want. Talk to Jaguars. Prime time's going. I'm definitely not. No, thank you. I'm not watching that in the rain. I'll pass.
It's the kind of game we need, though, if we're going to win, to be honest.
I don't need
just
I can watch it on TV.
A 16-9, just defensive ground and pound slugfest.
So now is prime time going to tell everybody where he's tailgating, or is he going to hide?
I told everybody we were tailgating last time. Steve found me. Of course, Steve found me. Tim found me.
But everybody's asking.
I'll probably be in L7 again. So
there you go. L7. Let's see what we got. Jaguars are 0-10 in games where the weather is below 50 degrees. Jets are notorious for getting records broken against them. Okay.
Not a good omen.
I'm out, man. I'm not going. No, thank you. Hard pass on that.
You're going to make me sit by myself in the rain.
Yes, sir.
Wow.
I'll stream, man. Now, is the game on Fox, too? Is it on Amazon Prime and Fox? Or just Amazon Prime? Because it's a local game.
I don't think that matters.
I think it does.
Really?
Yeah, I think it does. If it's a local team. We got to find out.
Oh, you could be right, actually. I don't know.
Steve found me. How much did Steve eat and drink?
I didn't bring any food. So you couldn't take anything.
Oh, it's only on Amazon Prime only.
Oh shit.
Well, that's a pain in the ass. I mean, like I work two laptops at the same time. That's annoying as shit.
Have fun with that. You could just go to the game. No,
absolutely not. You want to sit in rain and watch this garbage? So much easier to sit home and just do it.
Throw a poncho on.
Why? It's gonna be cold and rainy. I can sit home, be all nice and just comfortable.
You can chant Joe Flacco with us.
No.
Kidding.
I don't need a charity ticket, man. I've had many friends ask me, offer me tickets. I'm good. Appreciate it. So, Zach Wilson's New York Jets career is on the line. It probably is, man.
Could be. Especially if White's actually ready in 10 days.
Yeah. Which I think they're all hoping. I think Mike White's going to find some like doctor in like Alaska or something like that's going to clear him finally.
You buying all the conspiracy theories?
No.
Zach paid off the doctors?
No. I'm not sure if Romeo will join me because I think Romeo's traveling for the holidays. So I may have to recruit somebody. I don't know who. Got seats underneath the overhang. There you go.
That's smart. Well played.
There you go. Yeah, I think it is. I think it's on Channel 5 too, man. But we'll see. I feel like Zach has lost the locker room. I tend to agree. I think we all agree.
I kind of feel that way too, sadly. It's not that he can't get it back. I just don't think they believe in him right now with their playoff hopes on the line.
Let's see what we got here. I can buy a fake doctor's license for $50 and I can clear him.
There we go.
Let's
now
all right, I guess we'll just bring callers on, man. I mean,
yeah, let's do it.
Let's see what happens with this. So how we're going to do it, we're going to make it nice and easy. We ask one question each. You ask one question, and then that's it. Nice, quick calls. We'll see what happens. See what's on your mind. I have a funny feeling I know what it is, but we'll go.
Quarterbacks or playoffs?
What happens if Zach plays well on Thursday? Good. Win the game. That's the most important thing is win the game. But if Zach wins the game on Thursday and Mike White's healthy, I'm playing Mike White in Seattle. Don't care. Don't care about feelings. So, and you know what the other funny thing is too? It's like, I can't believe Jet fans are so down on Zach. Jet fans are so down on Zach. Look, did the Jet fans bench Zach Wilson? I'm pretty sure that his coach did that, right?
Exactly.
When they were 5-2.
And where did that come from too? Like that's coming from inside the locker room. It's not just him. It's not just Joe Douglas. I mean, clearly they would want to have Zach out there. So there's a reason that they're making this move.
But that's the whole thing. It's like, oh, Jet fan, like we didn't bench him. His head coach benched him after a debacle.
It's for his own good at this point.
Let's see. We got here. Oh, this is a good one. Tyson, can we talk about how our $40 million left guard forgetting how to pick up blitzes? Oh, it's been bad, man.
What's he making next year? Like 19 million?
It's not a good contract. Yes, it's the 2-year anniversary from the Jets beating the Rams, and that's where Steve was happy. Steve, he did a happy victory Monday.
He was thrilled about that win.
Yep, happy victory, and we'll bring him on today. We'll discuss his memories.
I blame him.
Yeah,
I blame him.
Let's see.
It's all his fault.
So let's see.
That's why Brady Man should have been cut too.
So as of now, prime time, we shared the link, right?
Yeah.
So now it's we're not hiding from anybody. It's in the chat, and there's none of the Zach supporters on there so far. It's kind of strange, isn't it?
BYU fans' mouse must not be working or something.
So we'll see. We'll go to first. Let's bring on the guy that actually on the 2-year anniversary. Let's bring on one of the guys that was happy about the Jets' victory over the Rams.
Hey guys, how you doing today?
What are we doing here?
What's up, guys?
What is this shirt you're wearing, man?
It's a funny shirt my brother gave me. I figured now instead of wearing a Jet shirt tonight, I figured I'd wear this. So first off, Kevin,
do you walk around in public with that?
No, okay. not a lot.
So you figured you don't wear the shirt a lot. You're gonna wear the I didn't fart shirt on our stream instead.
Yeah, why not? Listen, after all, this is a locale for me from 2 years ago. So 2 years ago, and why I made that fucking post. So why not?
Well, you were happy your favorite team beat the Rams, man. You were happy.
Yeah, but now going back to this day, I really wish I should have never said that. You know what? And I admitted it. I fucked up that day.
Well, you're admitting it 2 years later because the next day you argue with me.
Yeah, I'll never forget that. But
me neither.
I think 2 years from today, you're going to look back and say you're.
I know. I'm going to realize that if Trevor Lawrence plays well on Thursday against us, I'm going to realize how I really fucked up that day. So, anyway, well, first off, how you guys doing? Happy holidays. Happy belated birthday to your mother, Tyson.
Thank you, man. Appreciate that.
Yep. So Kevin, it was great to see you on Sunday at the game.
He said you drank all his beer.
No, I did not.
You ate all his food?
Nope.
That's not what I heard.
Nope.
Did you bring any food?
Did I bring any food? Yeah, I brought my quick check sandwich. I brought my beer. Had it. It was good. Then I went.
Did you offer me a piece of that
stadium on Sunday? Watch this team play.
I didn't see a quick check sandwich.
Mm-hmm.
He usually eats it pretty quick. He walks up, he has it in his hand, he woofs it down real quick, and then he talks to you. That's kind of how he usually rolls.
So Thing was, I said this to you guys in the chat. I don't know if you guys got this in the chat though. So I was at the game Sunday. I was sitting upstairs.
Apparently, you just talked to Kevin.
Well, I wasn't with Kevin. I was with my friends at the game. I was in section 322, I think. I'm going to tell you something right now. I have never seen in the game before I talk about Zach's performance, I've never seen so much garbage from the referees in that game. Can you guys agree that the referees were fucking terrible in that game? They missed so many fucking calls against us. From Garrett Wilson getting PI, luckily they did get it in the fourth quarter on that last touchdown drive we had. From when Zach Wilson got hit below the knees later in the game. From every player literally getting interfered. From Carl Lawson getting held. I saw it with my own two eyes, and a bunch of the Jet fans that I was sitting with in that section, we were all screaming at the referees at that game. The referees were complete fucking trash in that game. So they were terrible.
So is that the reason why the Jets lost?
That's not the reason why we lost. The reason why we ended up losing that game, with the defense playing well the whole game, they had to give up that one fucking play. A fucking 51-yard touchdown tight end screen play. How the fuck does a top 5 defense give up something like that? And then CJ Mosley coming out and saying, hey, you know what? It wasn't not my responsibility to cover him. Quincy Williams said the same thing. You blew the whole fucking game on that play. And then Coach Salah's, listen, as much as I love Coach Salah, the last 2 minutes of not calling a timeout, you gotta call timeout.
So okay, Steve. So when exactly would you have called timeout?
I would have called timeout at first, right after Zach Wilson got sacked. After when he got sacked, I called timeout. Called timeout.
Wait.
I called to stop the clock.
With like a minute 40 left or whatever it was?
No, he's talking about the later sack.
I'm talking about the later sack, not the first sack, but the later sack.
Wait,
didn't they call timeout after that anyway?
No, they did not. They did not.
You're complaining about. Wait a minute. Do you even understand why we're complaining about timeouts?
Yeah. Why?
At what second mark do you want to call timeout?
What I would have done it. I would have done it probably at the minute 22 set time, which he didn't do, because you had still 2 timeouts left.
It's at like the 52-second mark. They lost about 20 seconds there.
That was the play. After the completion to Garrett Wilson.
What are you telling me it's the play? I'm telling you it's the play. You said the minute 20.
You're talking about a different play.
The whole complete.
I thought it was earlier, but then I realized, shit. Okay, it was the 52-second. That's what he should have used it.
That's what we call it.
But luckily, as much as the referees were terrible, now the last throw that Wilson threw,
we think he's going to flow past that. He got that completely wrong. He's complaining about timeouts, but he doesn't know what he's going to be complaining about. Maybe you should fart. Maybe you clean your hair a little bit.
Yeah, but let me tell you something though. That game,
you haven't really told us much so far. You told us the refs suck and you got the timeouts screwed up. You really haven't told us much tonight, Steve. You're not on your A game tonight, man. I'm not gonna lie to you.
Well, I'm still trying to recover from this loss too, like you guys are.
Been a traumatic experience for you.
Say that again. I couldn't hear you. Say that one more time. I couldn't hear you.
Has this been a traumatic experience for you?
It's been probably one of the last few games that we've had. Yes, from one of the last.
They've lost 3 in a row.
Yeah, but this loss really stings us. Even though yes, we've been in these close games, this loss really, really stings us. Because as you said earlier in the show, Tyson, it's a must win. It's must win now, because we lose one more game, our season's done. We lose one more game, our
Lions wasn't a must win.
That would have been true regardless. If they would have won or lost against the Lions, they still would have won the next 3.
Yeah, but the thing is, the thing was, I think, would you guys agree that before we had the last play when Wilson threw the pass to Moore, that the refs actually gave us a chance to kick a field goal before the end? I really thought at first they were going to let us kick the field goal, but luckily,
Steve, know what I think? I think if our head coach had any fucking clue, the Jets could have got at least 2 more plays off, and you're not rushing to kick a 58-yard field goal.
I understood it up until like the minute mark, and then after the Garrett Wilson completion, it went from like 45 seconds to I think 23 seconds in between.
Dude, they lost like 25 seconds doing stupid shit.
Yeah. And at least the good thing is Saleh at least did admit it that he did fuck up on that. If he said that no,
because he realized that the entire fan base and all the media knew he fucked up and he had to own it.
His excuse wasn't exactly that great anyway.
After the game, he embarrassed himself.
He said it was a favorable spot.
Yeah.
If that was the case, he would have said that after the game. He said in reviewing it, like that doesn't make any sense.
At one point, he also said that he was worried that that the booth was gonna review the play from that Garrett Wilson catch.
That's what Kevin just said.
Yeah, that was the thing too. That was another thing he said. But at least he did admit it. At least he did admit it. Say, you know what? I fucked up. I should have used my timeouts earlier. So now we're in a tough situation going into Thursday.
We've been in a tough situation since this phone call started.
Yeah. Thank you very much.
This has been brutal, man.
What's your prediction for Thursday?
My prediction is.
That's what prediction is. I can't take any more. I've had it.
Cold.
You can't give us shitty calls, man. I don't care what his prediction is.
So go to Jimmy Jet.
Jimmy Jets. He'll bring us back to like good phone calls here.
I like Jimmy Jets.
Got a Mike White. Guys? Got a Mike White shirt there?
You got it right here. Hanukkah gift from my daughter. Check it out. Right.
That's awesome, man.
That's cool.
Talking about Mike White and talking about freaking Zach. Again, I've been watching the Jets for a long time. Remember a couple of years ago, the Cardinals had Josh Rosen, and he sucked, and they cut him right away. I'm listening to the press conference, and I love Saleh, but he's saying it's like a cup of instant coffee. How much more do we have to nurture this guy? Shit will get off the pot. Enough. When he makes a good play, Zach, I'm at the point where it's like a freaking mistake. He underthrows guys. He get big 40-yard passes. Everybody goes crazy.
Michael Carter saved him on that one.
We can't run the fucking ball.
He did.
No, but we can't run the ball because they stuffed the box because they're so afraid of him. He can only throw when he rolls out. And could freaking the offensive coordinator, he can't figure this out. I mean, Bam looked like he was just a second-rate player this game. Yep. I was just so disappointed, man.
And the offensive line's been disappointing too, man. It's like the running game is going to be stagnant because Zach can't complete the short passes consistently. They're daring him to do it. He can't do it.
Heard that. And today, my son sends me a tweet on Twitter, and it shows Becton and AVT, and Becton looks in shape. And I'm just praying every day. Listen, this is a great year. Everybody, we beat our expectations. Yeah, but we were so fucking close. We were 6-2, and it's just unbelievable. Will this happen again? We have a small window. These guys are on rookie contracts. Something's got to budge.
Feels like a wasted opportunity. And then you're going to go into the offseason with like plenty of questions about the quarterback. I mean, how do you think these last 3 weeks are going to play out with White and Wilson? I mean, if he's healthy,
I think,
he gets the job back.
Zach's going to play the rest of I'm shitting for Thursday, bro. I see the only thing that's going to save us is the weather and the cold.
Yep.
What's his name? The quarterback from the Jags.
Trevor Lawrence.
He could tear us apart. Etienne is too fast. I don't have any confidence we're going to score points.
And they got like 5 weapons in the passing game too. You got like Evan Ingram, you got Zay Jones, they got Marvin Jones, Kirk. They got a bunch of guys, man. And I think they'll probably attack our linebackers and our safeties. And Trevor Lawrence can actually like spread things around.
That's what teams are doing now. They're avoiding sauce. They don't need
How
to
does Dan Campbell? They make a play on 4th and inches. We can't even think of that. And the guy who scored, it was his second freaking touchdown.
Yep.
Everybody shifts to the right. They pull to the left. We don't make plays like that.
Nope. It's
and Uzama, our play to Uzama, the second one was amazing.
Yep.
But you see the way he lofted the ball? He shot-putted the freaking ball.
Well, that's the one thing too. Like a lot of his downfield passes are they're a lot higher. They're like he's kind of floating them. He's not ripping them. He had 5 or 6 good throws. Like the 2 throws at the end of the game were incredible. But we shouldn't even been to that point because if he played a much better, much cleaner game, the Jets would have scored 28 points.
Yeah. And it's just like Saleh. I love him. I want him to be the coach, but he's so damn politically we got to see. How much more sample size do we need? Are you really going to expect Zach to throw 4 touchdowns on Thursday?
Nope.
Honestly?
Not at all.
Nope. I don't know. I hate to be a pessimist, but I'm a realist. It's just like something's got to give. Do we do a Brett Favre shit and throw away all our picks and get Rodgers and sell our soul to the devil and try to get a Super Bowl in 2 years? I don't know.
Yeah.
If you genuinely believe that you're a quarterback away, yes, you do it.
I mean,
you
this,
still have control of Zach for 3 more years.
No, I know. But with this team this year and the way we screwed up 2 games against the Patriots, we should have beat freaking Minnesota. You know that. We could have beat the Lions.
Yep.
So realistically, we could have had 4 more wins.
Yep. At least 3. At least 3.
I mean, and who knows if that can happen again? There's no guarantees. I mean, guys blow out it's all I know is, and I'll say it again, if we didn't lose Brees, we would have 3 more wins, I think. I really think so.
Yeah.
Him and AVT both huge loss.
Because when Brees was in the game, everybody was shitting. They didn't know what to do because he could break it. So they had a key on him, and Zach would have a little bit of room, so he looked better than he is.
Yeah,
we made a mistake. Cut him loose. Get rid of him.
It's going to come down to the same thing, though. At some point, they figure out how to slow down Brees and force Zach to beat him. He's going to have to do it. Like, sooner or later, the quarterback has to win you games, man. It's December. Like, Thursday night is the game. Thursday night, national stage, season on the line. Zach has got to play a very good game. Yeah. And he's got no excuses, man. Like, and when I'm tired of everybody making excuses, well, this guy's banged up and this guy's banged up. Nobody gives a fuck.
I know.
You have enough weapons to put together a competent offense. Mike White can do it. You've got to do it. That's it.
And Tyson, everybody's banged up now. I mean, so
it's December.
What are we going to do? Well, and I got another shirt. I got one taking receipts with Salah. Yeah, that's my collection. It went from jerseys to shirts.
So you're better off.
All the jersey guys are hurt.
Those are going to last longer.
Jimmy, thanks for calling in, man. We appreciate it.
All right, Kevin. Nice to meet you. Tyson,
you too, man.
Take care, buddy.
Good night.
Happy holidays, man.
You too.
You too.
And now we're getting. Oh, you guys are way too negative. The Jets have lost 3 in a row. Like what the fuck? Like what do you expect?
I still think in my defense, I still think we have a shot at the playoffs. I still think we have a chance to win.
Listen,
these
man,
last 3 games.
I just want to win Thursday. Just give me just win Thursday.
Well, if they win Thursday, we know Seattle's not beating us.
Right.
We're not having Jose come on here and talk shit to us. That's not going to happen.
Just
so we're going to take care of Seattle.
Just beat.
And then the
final
final
Lawrence.
Get to the final week with that game meaning something.
We're
going to take over Miami.
Can we just get to Seattle meaning something? This Thursday night game, man, it's just giving me nightmares already. I just know it. Like that, you just know it. Trevor Lawrence versus Zach Wilson. Like
I'm feeling better because of the weather, though. I think that's gonna favor us with our defense.
Yeah, so we can't. So we're gonna have to run the ball, and we're not gonna be able to, which means Zach's gonna be forced to do the short passing game, which he can't do.
Or you roll out Zach. A couple big plays.
Make him a running back.
As long as he doesn't turn the ball over, a couple big plays in this game might actually be enough.
That's
17 points might be enough.
You guys aren't positive enough. Fucking lost 3 in a row. We just lost a horrible game at home when the entire team collapsed. What the hell are we supposed to be so happy about? Oh, shit.
I'm not gonna lie though. I'm absolutely dreading the thought of Lawrence just going off and Fields continuing to do what he does and just entering this offseason with all of that shit.
What's up, man?
Hey, what's going on, guys? How are you?
What's up, man?
Listen, I'll tell you, and I know Kevin could back me up here. I have never seen a stadium go as silent as it did after that 50-yard touchdown. No. I just remembered the stun on everyone's faces. All you could hear in the distance is just.
I have it on video. I don't want to post it.
Oh my god! I'll tell you this. I mean, I'm only 23 years old, but like I've never seen a state like I'm never gonna forget that moment. All you could hear was just the Lion fans celebrating like in the background there. That was.
I've never seen a guy have nobody near him for almost 25 yards, and the guy was slower than shit. That's what how could he not be? Like, how did nobody catch him? And then when they got to him, they couldn't even tackle him. Like, the tackling was half-assed.
It didn't seem like they were crashing. It seemed like you see Will Parks slowly running, you see CJ slowly running, and I'm like,
Mosley gave up on the play.
If you stop him at the 20, the 15, I mean, we had a 4th down stoppage in the first drive of the game. You could have done it there. Yeah. I don't know. That was rough. But I'll say this: I think our 7-7 record is a perfect reflection of this team this year. You have a top 5 defense and a bottom 5 offense. Put that together, a 500 team that loses games mainly because they can't score points. And I think that's kind of the overall summary of this. And Tyson, you are 100% right when you say Zach is playing for his career on Thursday. Because if he's the reason that we lose Thursday night, then there's no coming back for that, because then you could put the stamp on it 100%. Zach is the reason we missed the playoffs in 2022. There's no doubt about it. You have those 2 losses against the Pats games, and most of it, again, he is the reason why we don't make the playoffs if they lose on on Thursday night, and there's no doubt about it. Saleh definitely awful on that timeout call it was like the 46-second mark after that Garrett Wilson timeout.
Yep.
I mean, it more than anything, the reason why I'm upset is because it took the ball away from Zach when he would have realistically probably had 2 more plays and if he goes down and gets that field goal drive and they go to overtime, whether they win or lose there, the narrative is completely different. But
they just melted like as a staff. It was just awful, man. Like it just like, I don't know. It's just I was so pissed and I was yelling. I'm like, how could we like be drunk fans and know when to call timeout? And then you have a guy that's getting paid all this money and he's just coming up with these. I don't know. It's crazy.
I don't know if the narrative would have changed all that much unless, he just went on like a 6-7 kind of drive in overtime, something like that. Because, his completion percentage was still barely over 50%. He was still missing open receivers. And like I keep saying, like the deep ball and some of those plays he was making, like we knew he could do that. And like all the stuff he was supposed to work on, you didn't see any progress with that.
His worst nightmare is a clean pocket. That's true. That's what it is. His worst nightmare is outside.
He panics. It's like everything's too fast for him.
Yeah. But that's his best play is roll out, throw deep to Garrett.
That's it. Like when he rolled out to the left, made a nice throw, rolled out to the right, made a nice throw. In the pocket, he gets like frazzled. And the thing that people don't understand is like him missing all these easy throws puts them in all these other situations where you got to throw these deep passes and Hail Mary passes, all this other shit. If he just runs the offense efficiently, they're going to score 24 points, 28 points. They'll win the game handily because the defense was holding their own. And then you had the special teams of fucking Braden Mann, dude. That guy, my God, was he awful.
I will say, though, I don't know if the defense gets listen, most of the season, it's been locked down. These last 3 games, though, 0 turnovers. The Lions game, even though, yes, they only gave up 1 offensive touchdown, but Lions were getting long, sustained drives. I mean, the first half, I feel like the Jets only had like 4 drives because they were giving up these long drives.
Well, yeah, the first possession of the game, they went 15 plays. We just stopped them on the 1. And then I think they had another 15-play drive or 13 plays where they got the field goal.
Yep. Did they hit Goff once? I mean, he had a clean pocket all game. He had nothing. Yep. I don't think the defense gets a pass from even the last 3 games. I mean, their turnovers just have nothing the last 3 games. That's what they're built on: pressuring the quarterback, getting the fumbles.
Bryce Huff should play more. I don't know why Bryce Huff's not in the game more. I don't understand it. Like they're lining up in the middle at some points doing this, but like get him on the field more. He's actually more explosive than Carl Lawson. He makes a bigger impact than Carl Lawson does. I understand they missed Quentin Williams, but that's why they had Huff in the middle. But dude, give him more reps. Like be disruptive. Like it's just I don't know. I don't understand that at all.
I think it's time to call Carl Lawson a bust signing at this point, honestly. When we were hearing the sign, when he first came back, when first in training camp, he's busting out all these plays. You think he's going to be, honestly, the guy that the season that Quinnen is having right now. We thought Carl Lawson was going to have that last year before he tore his Achilles and all that. And he's coming here. What has he had? A few pressures, a few sacks. For the money
I don't think he's a bust. I mean, he missed all last year with the injury. I don't think he's a bust. He's just a disappointment.
A good player, maybe not worth the contract.
Yeah, that's it. Yeah, he's been solid. He's had some like many big plays in the fourth quarter. He has a sack here that he does the same shit every time, man. Where he bull rushes to the outside and all he has to do is spin. Like just turn that way, hit the goddamn quarterback. But
other than what DJ Reed and maybe George Fant, what free agents really exceeded their contract so far? Like
George Fant's going out in the whimper, man. George Fant's gonna be out of here. He ain't coming back next year. He's not playing well at all, man.
Yeah, you could say CJ Conklin's been a
disappointment.
Coaster. I don't even know. Yeah. Question for you though:
Whitehead.
At this point in the season, would you consider this season overall a success?
Yes.
A success? Well, you're 7-7. So a success in terms of what? You've seen improvement because you have better talent. But you still don't have a quarterback, which is probably I think the goal of the season was, we're being honest, was you want to know at the end of the year, do you have your coach and do you have your quarterback? You're starting to feel pretty good about Saleh, but you still don't have the quarterback. So you're winning 7 games, which is great. But
well, if you're only looking at those 2 things, yes, it's a failure. If you're looking at identifying building blocks and changing the culture and things like that, like finding your identity, I think guys like Sauce, Garrett Wilson, like those are going to be the faces of this franchise for a long time. And that's where I think it's a success.
Yeah, but you're looking at the offensive line is going to be completely rebuilt because that's becoming a mess now.
Yeah.
But I mean, 7 wins is 7 wins. It's good, but it's also depends how do you end the season.
Yeah.
If you've had 6 wins, you go to 7, you lose 5 of your next 6. It's not a good look, man. That's a concerning situation then.
I agree. These last 3 games got to clean up. And Kevin, the Lions game, even though like they had one game to lose over the next 4. That Seahawks game could have been that loss also. So I think this loss is pretty big because you knew you had to win 3 out of 4. You had a 90% chance. This win just would have given them 1 game for margin of error. Now there's 0 margin of error. You have to run the table.
Maybe that's a good thing though. Have that mindset that we got to win out.
Listen,
3-0
the whole season,
I'd rather
every time they've had to perform this season, they haven't performed. And when they were the underdog story, then they performed. So I don't know. I'm scared for Thursday night. I'll be there in the pouring rain and hoping for a W there.
Thanks for calling, man. We appreciate it.
Appreciate you guys. Take care.
Have a good night.
Good call, man. That was good. That's a good bounce back from Steve's shitty call. Right? Steve's call is horrendous.
Very solid call.
So let's see what we got here. We'll go to Joe Cat. What's up, man?
Yo.
What?
What's up,
Hey,
man?
what do you is my 1 and 3 take still accurate? What is your take of the finish of the final 4? Honest opinion after Sunday.
3-1.
Kevin.
Man.
3-1.
Come on.
If Mike White comes back for the final 2. I think they're going to find a way to steal this one Thursday night just because of the weather. I think it's going to be a low-scoring defensive game. They find a way to steal it. They get Mike White back. I think they're going to win the last 2.
If Zach Wilson plays out the rest of the season, what is it?
I have no faith in him, dude. I think he'll probably lose in Seattle and they'll lose in Miami. He'll probably lose both those games.
He sucks.
They might beat Seattle.
And I mean, I want to have more of a clear picture going into the offseason at that position.
I don't even care about the offseason. I just want to win fucking games, dude.
I know, but I'm afraid
I want to make the playoffs. I'm tired. Like, this game bothers me the most because now it's on a national stage. You're the only game on TV, Thursday Night Football, with basically your playoffs on the line. The last thing I want to do is watch Zach Wilson shit the bed and deal with that media circus and fan circus for the rest of the year.
Right.
The next 2 games aren't going to matter. Nobody's going to fucking care. We're out of it.
Right.
It's going to be bashed to Zach. What quarterback do we need and everything else?
And another question.
I'm tired of that shit.
Kevin, for when you've been going to these games, do they sell Mike White jerseys at the stadium?
I don't even go into the with all the shirts and shit. I don't even go in there, so I haven't even noticed. They probably don't.
I know
they probably don't.
Sold out online, but you guys, Tyson, you going? No,
I'm out. Rain.
I got a ticket for him.
Rain, wind, and Zach Wilson. I'm out.
And listen, I'm a little hopeful of the game. I mean, my wife's been shit talking me all week about it. So, and she's like, "You see Trevor Lawrence now? You see Trevor Lawrence? Great hair, great arm." And I'm like, "Fuck, I've been hearing she's a diehard Jags fan. I can't take it anymore. We got to kick the shit out of this team. Like, they got to wake up, man."
But you know what though? Also, it's like there's 2 other facets. We're gonna look at Zach a lot, but the offensive line's got to play a lot better. And this defense got to tighten up their shit too, man. Because Trevor Lawrence, well, everybody said, "Oh, the wind, the rain." The kids, they got weapons they can use, man.
100%. Zay Jones is killing it, dude.
Yeah, Kirk, you got Evan Ingram, you got all these guys.
Everything. And ETN's fast as fuck, dude.
Yep.
Like, fast as fuck. And I'll tell you, the no turnovers on this defense is a big thing for me, man. Like, I don't know how you force any defense. I'm with you, Tyson. Bryce Hall's got to be out there. I don't know stop putting him in every once in a while. Let the kid's a factor every time he's on the field. Let him play.
Yep.
I don't
but the other thing too is that I think with the way Doug Peterson calls plays, I think he's going to attack our linebackers. He's going to attack our safeties.
Oh yeah.
Probably with the Michael. He's not going to mess around with Gardner and Reed. He'll mess around with everybody else, and he'll literally scheme to our weaknesses in our defense. And there's some holes, dude, in terms of like our speed at at safety, our speed at linebacker.
Right.
I mean, obviously Quincy Williams, but I think it's gonna be a good challenge for the defense, man.
I'm just trying to figure out what the fucking Mike LaFleur is going to call for this kid, especially. I mean, what do you call? What's the game plan for this? I
have no idea.
Dude,
design rollouts all day. I don't know.
You in the rain? It's going to be a fucking monsoon. I mean, come on. What are you going to call for this kid? That's all he could do is roll out. That's all he could do.
Yep.
Hope to have a ground and pound early and play with the lead.
But they stack 9 in the box because they're going to force this kid to beat him. That's what these teams catch on. They know this kid can't do anything. They know it. If
I'm the Jets, I literally have Garrett Wilson, Elijah Moore, and Zach Wilson. I locked them in the field house.
Right.
So you're gonna run slant patterns.
Right.
Until his arm falls off, till he completes the pass in his sleep.
Right.
So he can literally close his eyes and throw the pass and they complete it.
Right.
If you could sign up for the game that he had Sunday on Thursday night, would you take it?
No.
300 yards, but
Wilson, no.
53%.
No. And how many weeks have I been calling about Salo with the fucking timeouts? Every week I've been calling. This fucking guy's the worst with timeouts. I think we have 5 timeouts the first half. I think we can take those 2 with us.
This past Sunday broke me, dude. This past Sunday broke me. I was so pissed. I was kicking things, throwing things.
But Romeo was phenomenal because you were like in the beginning, you were like, I'm gonna be fucking wasted. I'm gonna be falling off my chair by the end of this quarter.
You know, like you see stupid shit and you can't take it.
Oh, dude, I'm with you. It's that fourth down play too. It's like you didn't even call a timeout there to like regroup. So not even a timeout there to be like, listen, they're either gonna run it short, something, nothing, no timeout there either. And it's fucking unbelievable. It's like I don't know if it's a failure or a positive this year. I really don't know. It's like fucking who knows. This is like a big unknown season.
Like some people
Probably
are saying, like if you're 6-3, 6-4, and you lose out the rest of your games, you only win one more game the rest of the year. That's not a good sign. That's a problem. No,
suck. Like that means you suck, dude. Like that's the first.
It probably means that a lot of those 6 wins were Green Bay, not very good. Denver, not very good.
I mean,
you didn't face Tua, you didn't face Justin Fields, you didn't face Deshaun Watson.
Right. I mean, look at all we were all like, we're playing against a backup quarterback. Don't give a shit. Don't give a shit. And now it's like, all right, we were playing against backup quarterback.
That's what it would. Yeah, that would become more of the reality, I think, if they don't win these last 3.
Yeah. Well, listen, you got other callers. Merry Christmas, Happy Holiday, Kevin. I'll see you Thursday. Can we bring our own ponchos in, or is that not allowed either?
I think you can, as long as it's not like a garbage bag or some shit. I'm pretty sure you can bring.
Yeah, you can.
Yeah,
a lot of rules. With that.
Have a good night, man. Thanks for calling in.
Have a good night, man.
All right, Kevin be tailgating with Joe Cat.
A lot of people coming Thursday.
That's awesome. You
should probably go.
Bring your who?
You?
No, absolutely not. What's up, man?
Hey guys, how's it going?
How you doing?
Good. Yeah, this is from Elmo. Hi, Elmo.
We haven't been saying hi to Elmo. We forgot all about him. My bad. Sorry, Elmo.
That's he hasn't learned shit.
Okay.
So, prime time. Here's some advice for you. You should bring a poncho for that game that's coming up Thursday because it's going to be a shit show. It's going to be a shit storm.
That's what I'm hoping.
Okay.
You bring a flask too.
Here's what
the game with the Bears though. I only brought like a garbage bag. I was fine. Just cut a little hole in it. Cut out holes for my arms to use my phone. I was good.
I mean, first of all, I was kind of blaming Zach. Like I was blaming Zach for the whole loss. It's not exactly on him. I mean, it's a team game. At least that wasn't like a single-handed effort. That wasn't like the Patriots games. But it was a bit of blame on everyone. But honestly, he has just not learned anything. And here's what I'm thinking. You look at these passes that he's making. Oh, well, his short passes are bad, but his long ones, those were the good ones, the bombs. I rewatched every long pass he did. The guys were open, not just open. No one was on them. Imagine playing an actual NFL defense that can pick that up versus like the 31st ranked defense in the NFL. These guys. And then he had one good throw to Garrett Wilson. That one was a good throw. I will give him that. I'm fair.
Uzama throw was good.
Yeah. No, it really wasn't. It was across his body, sure. But I mean, when he threw it, he was so far open that the cornerback basically caught up to him by the time the ball landed because he basically just lobbed it up.
Because it's a tough throw. That's 40 yards across your body. I'm not going to take that throw away from him.
I don't know. I mean, my point here is just you can't – that's not sustainable. You're not going to be able to do that every single game. Teams are going to catch up to that, especially when you face actual cornerbacks versus ones that just guard the receiver.
You know what's funny? When Mike White was playing against lesser defenses, it was like, oh, he's playing against bad defenses, bro. That's what happens. Zach Wilson does this against
on the road.
A horrible secondary at home.
And you look at the throws that Mike White makes, and they're just like there's these precision throws,
pinpoint throws,
touch.
One over the Bears defender, there was just his fingertips. You saw it against the Vikings. He's like just perfect place throws that Zach doesn't have. He just throws it deep, and of course, since we have good receivers this year, they just come up and grab it.
But not even that. But even like with primetime said with the touch, like the one throw to Barrios, he threw a fucking rocket at him.
Exactly.
Like, there's no need for that.
Mims. That Mims one that was behind him.
Dude, just get the ball to him. Like, let him get, it's just, he's got no touch. He's got no feel.
And especially as the weather's getting colder, if you're trying to throw those 100-mile-an-hour rockets in there, guys aren't going to be able to catch that
8-yard passes, man.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying.
But he can't read defenses. He doesn't understand the offense. He just looks lost out there, man. He's kind of like winging it, like just throwing prayers up there. Like I said, the Michael Carter bailed him out of a huge mistake.
Yep.
It's just
thought that was going to be a pick.
Yeah, me too.
Paul is hanging up there like a friggin' punt.
It's frustrating, man. And now you're just like, all right, now you got to hope that now it's like you look at Jets Jaguars. You see what Trevor Lawrence is doing. Zach is not in the same stratosphere as him. And you're going to say, can Zach go toe to toe with Trevor Lawrence and beat him? I mean, what's your level of confidence in that?
I have absolutely no confidence in him, but I will give him that. I think he does still have a chance to kind of prove himself. If he goes out and plays the game of his life, maybe we could ride with that. I mean, but I just don't think it's going to happen. I think it's going to be the same, rolling out, lobbing it up. The only difference is it's going to be raining and windy, and that's not really going to work. And the Jaguars are going to catch on to that, and they're going to make fools out of us. I mean, there's just no other way to put it. I hope I'm wrong. I think we can make the playoffs, even if I'm not sure if that's what we need right now. But even if we lose,
we need it. Yes, we need it. We need playoffs. We need winning, man.
I mean, there's a route. Even if we lose this game, then we make the playoffs. But it's just
very, very unlikely.
You need the Dolphins to either lose to the Packers or the Patriots.
You need to win your home games against average teams, man. Like
you can't root for that. You can't hope on that. You have to control your own destiny, which is what the Jets have right now.
Yep.
I mean,
it's rough, man. So your level of confidence going into Thursday?
I mean, I don't think the Jaguars. I think they've been hot. I don't think they're the greatest team. I'm probably at like maybe a 4. If Zach Wilson's if the running game's there, I think we can pull it out. It hasn't been there the last few weeks, so I'm going to stay with a 4. I just don't think there's a chance, but I'm not giving them.
Thanks for calling it, man. We appreciate it.
Thanks. Have a good night, guys.
You too.
Have a good night.
It's funny. It's just, hey, it is what it is. Teach their own. I'm a Mike White guy now. I hope he comes back for Seattle at least if Zach can find a way to win this game, but we'll see what happens. I don't know.
I just think Zach needs more time.
Yeah. Just give him more time, man. Another year.
No, but I'm
2 years. Give him 2 more years to sit in bench and watch. Maybe learn it and then.
Doesn't have to be. That's what I'm saying, though. It doesn't have to be on the field. Like, you can have competition. You can bring back Mike White. You can go sign a veteran. He needs more time. Like, right now, he's not there yet.
Dude, I did the video today. People are like, Zach just got to sit next year and come back next year and play. So wait, what? So now year 3 he's going to sit and learn. Now he's got what are we? With that point, it's just come on, man.
He's going the Alex Smith route.
This is a very simple answer. It gives me the best chance to win. That's what I want to win, man. You want to sit and be a fanboy? I want to win football games. It's pretty simple.
And again, for the 50th time, it speaks volumes who the locker room's behind. If the locker room was rallying around Zach Wilson and they wanted him to be the guy because they're catching passes from him every day.
Who's the coach behind? Who was the coach behind?
And where does that come from, though? He talks to the players. He talks to all the veteran leaders.
Who benched Zach Wilson? Who did it? Did you do it prime time? Did I do it?
Nope.
Did Elmo do it? Big Bird? Oscar? The coach did it. Didn't change my stance. Best chance to win. Some of you guys just can't handle that. You want to be fanboys and trolls? That's your problem.
The coach knows it. The locker room knows it. The fans see it. I don't know what anybody else is looking at.
It's just funny how they have they change their stance based on Zach Wilson. Oh, Mike White only beat bad defenses. Well, Zach couldn't beat one on Sunday.
Nope. At home.
At home. Unbelievable, man. Just kind of changing their stance to kind of
just moving the goalposts.
Yes, it's all right though. Used to it. No big deal. We will go to Javid. What's up, man?
Hey guys, how you doing?
How are you doing?
I'm doing great. Finals are done for me. I'm relaxed.
Congratulations.
There you go.
What?
Congratulations.
No, what did you say, PT?
I said living the dream.
Congrats. Oh, okay. Thank you. Going to the game on Thursday. I would love to meet you, Tyson. That would be nice. What happened? Literally, like a week ago, you were talking about bringing the fireball to the tailgate.
Yeah, Jets beat the Lions.
Epic party.
Jets beat the Lions. I go. Now I got Rain, Wind, and Zach Wilson. I'm out.
All the more reason to get drunk. Let's go.
The last game. You gotta go for the last game of the season.
I got to stream with our lovely chat and enjoy it with them. Nice and warm.
We'll stream from the game.
Yeah,
we'll turn it on after each quarter. We'll go inside. We'll dry off. We'll turn on the live stream.
That sounds so much fun.
That would be great. Come on.
You'll be drunk. You won't give a shit.
Especially if we surprisingly win, it'll be amazing. And if we stuck,
But think about this: if we surprisingly win, I can have my post game recap done in like 5 minutes, and boom, up there already.
Nah, I think if you give it more time, then you have a lot of time to gather all your thoughts.
So, what are your thoughts? So, you're a football analyst. You watch tape. What are your thoughts on Sunday's debacle?
I think I want to talk more about coaching. Obviously, Zach is like the big issue. So my little quick thoughts on Zach is my one is I hate the fact that I don't hate the fact that he's making like the nice plays, but at the moment, he's like I feel like the most infuriating quarterback I've watched of all our quarterbacks. And obviously, like I was like 9 when we had Sanchez and stuff, but I've never seen one like I've seen quarterbacks who struggled making like good plays and chunk plays and struggled to like make game breaking plays, but I've never seen someone who can make a throw that like only 5 NFL quarterbacks can make and then miss a throw that high school quarterbacks make. Like I've never seen it, and so I can easily see why. To me, like honestly, I don't think that this game is going to make or break his career as a Jet, or him making us miss the playoffs would, because I can see exactly why the coaches are sitting there looking at like, but this is something so simple. He can turn it around, and whereas the other stuff you'll just never teach that to anyone. And I think, but what I want to say is the reason I'm mad about the coaching is
you think if Zach loses out the rest of the games, it's not going to cost him his career at the Jets?
No, I don't think he's going to be starter, but I don't think they're going to cut him. We had Denzel.
No, they're going to cut him, but I don't think you're going to go in the next season and say, "No, Zach's our guy, hand him the starting job." Like, oh, we're going to move on.
No, they're going to have to make him work for it, earn it, and prove it. And maybe he starts on the bench, but say like whoever you have, if they're struggling or something, or they get hurt, Zach Wilson will get another chance.
They're going to sell it as an open competition with him and Mike White.
We had Denzel Mims sitting here doing nothing for like 2 years just because we drafted him. We could have been trading him for something. We could have moved him for anything. We've kept. There's no way Zach is going to move, honestly. So I don't think.
Yeah, but we could talk about in the offseason. I think he's got a lot of pressure, man. If he doesn't come up big Thursday night in the next couple games, I think he's out, man. It's impossible to sell to the team. It's possible to sell to the fan base. You can't. There's no way.
I don't doubt that, but I'm just saying like from what I think the coaches in the front office is going to do, they're going to keep him there. So as long as you're there, you have a chance. And a little tiny point, I saw one of the Tiki Tyrion show, whatever. They were talking about Tiki was talking about his rookie year and with Eli, and they were like 5-3 or whatever, and they brought Eli in to start over Kurt Warner, and the team didn't want it, and they go 1-6 and miss the playoffs, and everyone on the team is like, this kid fucking stinks, and he goes on to have a good career. So, but basically, the reason I have a problem with the coaches is we as fans, we were all predicted that in 3 weeks nothing would change with Zach missing these plays. We knew this going into this game. So
deep breath.
The fact that we as fans could predict that he was going to come out and still be the same exact player, why is it that I feel like we don't do enough to help him? And there's so many like small things that we fail at that just make me so annoyed. Like going to every offensive drive where the other team score or a kickoff. How many fucking times are we going to take it from a few yards into the end zone to fight to get to the 20? That play when Berrios took it out to the 22, and was like beating his chest. You fucking realize if you kneel down, you get to the 25. Are you serious?
Dude? We were joking around like just get to the 20. We lowered the bar for him. You kept running to the 20. Like just get there.
The amount of times I watch us do things that like no team does. Like there's some teams that just barely ever take it out unless it's kicked in front outside of the end zone. Like
but he doesn't even angle his kicks anymore. He doesn't even angle kicks. Like Braden Mann's been terrible. Like special teams have not been good, dude. They
especially the last few weeks.
The last few weeks have been bad, man.
So offensively, one the Berrios usage, I still feel like more than half of those plays that you plan for him. I would give to Moore or Wilson.
Jeff Smith showed some good things, man. Shit, give him to him.
I know
he's probably going to be out Thursday too, though.
Something we talked about is that absolute heater that he threw to Berrios, I think on that 2nd and 12, which was the play before the 3rd and 12 where he totally fucking misses Garrett Wilson and Garrett's getting mad at him, which I understand why. We talked about how Zach has no touch, but we knew that, and I think Garrett catches that if Garrett's in a position or Elijah catches that they're in a position. I don't think Berrios is. I'll say I don't feel like we've done enough with Zach to cater to his strengths and weaknesses. I think the fact that we're in year 2 and he's still struggling
What
with
the
the
hell
same
is his
thing.
strength?
I mean, his strength
Other than
is
mobility.
I mean, yeah. Well, forget. I mean, mobility. We don't even let him run the ball.
But I'm saying, like, it's like we're like.
No.
They try to give him the basics, the fundamental offense he can't run. It's like, all right, go to his strengths. His strength is run out a little bit and throw the ball deep. Because all the intermediate and the strip passes are inconsistent as hell.
And can you do that 30 times a game?
No, but I just think you can do it more often than you're doing now.
That's fair.
I feel like when you look at a lot of like the best coaches with young quarterbacks, right? And you look at the best young quarterbacks who are succeeding, and obviously we have a new coach, but they always one thing you always see is them incorporating things they did in college as they gradually bring them into what they want them to do for their offensive plan. And I think this is something that comes back to our coaches last year. We complained about defensively when we said they're so stuck on their plan that they won't literally make any. I mean, we've seen that many times, but they're so stuck on their plan defensively and offensively that they won't make the adjustments until it's way too late. Like even with Garrett Wilson, it took us like 4 weeks to make him our primary receiver. Like in the Cleveland game where Garrett Wilson goes off, in the post-game presser, Mike LaFleur is like, "Oh, I don't know how Garrett got all those catches because Elijah Moore was like the number 1 option in those plays. I think Joe Flacco was just throwing to him." And then
look what Zonovan Knight's bringing to the table, and he was sitting there just doing nothing all year.
Doing nothing. So I feel like with Zach, to be honest, his problems are his problems, and I'm not going to excuse him. But I'm saying what the Jets could have done because we're playing Zach as our quarterback. You have to find a way to win with the guy, right? And when you look at other teams, where you look at Mahomes, you look at Hurts, you look at all these other quarterbacks who were young and they had their ups and downs, but I mean they had their upside and their downside. Like when Patrick Mahomes comes out and says, "Oh yeah, Andy Reid didn't really start asking me to read defenses until like year 3." You want a fucking MVP by then. They had him winning an MVP just doing and changing your offense to fit what your quarterback can and cannot do. We don't let Zach run with the ball at all. And BYU, I was looking some of this stuff up because I wanted to see if I remember right. He used to do read options. He's not a dynamic runner as some of these other guys.
Do you think some of the knee injuries affected that though? Whether he's just hesitant to run the ball, or they just don't want to, have him running the ball that much to avoid injury?
Think that at first, but then I look back and his rookie year, we didn't do that before he got hurt.
Yeah, I get what you're saying. Listen, I respect what you're saying. I understand. Roll him out more, use athletic ability. To me, the problem is when he has a clean pocket, he drops back to pass. He's not making easy throws that keeps drives alive. That's the problem, dude.
That is the main problem. And my point is,
how do you call plays like that? You're sitting back calling plays, but you know what? I called the perfect play. The guy's open. He's missing him. Either he's throwing a shitty pass or he's not even seeing the wide open receivers, which is a bigger problem. Like he can't read defenses. He's not going through his progressions.
Yeah.
Like there's two. Like this is like, and that's the one thing coming back from this little reset that he had. What the hell did he reset? He still hasn't seen open guys. Well, so if he's gonna talk to Kurt Warner and Steve Young and Drew Brees, invite him to his house and go watch film together and tell him how to read a fucking defense.
All I'll say to that is, I don't disagree. I still think the main problem in the scenario is Zach. The problem isn't. I don't think the problems are the scheme itself, because the scheme works. We've seen this scheme work at different places around the league. We see it work when Zach.
You know what we can do? I have an idea. You know what we can do? We could put big red flags on the receiver's hands, so when they're wide open, they can wave their hands like this, and Zach can see them, and then he can hit them. Now the coaches are helping him, right? We'll put we'll wear different colored gloves, so when the guys are open, you wave your hands really quick, and you can find all these guys.
I get what you're saying, Tyson, but at the same time, when you have the only success you really have is rolling out a guy in the first half, and then in the second half, before Detroit stops you from doing it, you stop yourself from doing it as an adjustment. I think those kind of it's questionable. It is questionable, and I think you should incorporate those kind of stuff. Like if you gave him read option plays, at least that is one play he's not going to throw an inaccurate pass on. like all you're just limiting the amount of times he can get in his own way. You roll him out, you can just say, "Hey, there's nothing there. Just run for 3-4 yards." That you're taking away the amount of times he will do something stupid, because we know that he's not there yet.
I would say that, dude,
he's not there yet.
On 3rd and 3 or less, I would do that every play. I'd roll him out, give him a run pass option, either run for it or throw for it. Because that's when he's comfortable. And a lot of times he could run for it. Like, there's plays on Sunday. I'm like, dude, just run it. Like, just run it and live for another day. And he doesn't. I don't know.
What can I mention one other thing?
Sure.
Like when we're talking about that final drill, right? We've seen many bad 2-minute drills from the Jets. Most of them are in the first half. In the first half, to end the first half, the time management has been poor. And I think like one thing that we're not really talking about in the 2-minute drill is that final play. And I'm not even going to do this to bash Elijah. I want to question the coach. That final play when Elijah Moore catches it and he ends up running back like 6 yards or so, and he ends up like trying to get out of bounds. He gets tackled. 1 second, we call a timeout. Right? Coaching wise, the players should have in their head, right? That play started about 16 seconds. Once Zach starts getting pressured and it becomes scramble drill, we have 2 timeouts. The players should always know that, right? And once you turn a 15-second left play into a scramble drill, you have to know if you catch in the middle of the field, you don't have time to get out of bounds. Yep. You watch any team in that situation, and you look at their sideline, everyone is motioning to get out of bounds. The Jets sideline, everyone's just standing there. Oh, nice catch. Like if Elijah breaks that tackle and gets out of bounds, we're out of bounds with 0 seconds left. And you never see that. Like, what's the point of letting these players play in the middle of the field, which is what we were doing, and they don't even know to get down instantly?
Yep. And he lost 4 yards.
Like if he catches that,
I don't think it would have made a difference on the field.
Down, no, I mean, but PT, if you watch where he catches it, right? You catch that and you instantly sit down, you're 2 yards within your thing on it, within your range.
The only thing I mean, maybe he didn't know where he was as far as having the first down. He felt like he still had to make a move and try to break another tackle. I mean, that's the only thing I could think of.
There's no way.
Well, I mean, it was a 4th and 18. He caught it like maybe 22 yards, like 4 yards in front of the marker or something like that. I mean, he should know where he is on the field, but
yeah, but even when he comes back and he turns, he can see the sideline. He definitely can see the marker, and he's still going to. He's running.
Situational awareness, man. Yeah.
And
not enough time there to be doing that. No,
and maybe it's on the players because we've been to training camps. We've seen their 2-minute drills. They usually end in 4 plays. So we always go 3 it out, and then we just punt on the 2-minute drills. So
let's get back to the important thing. You're hanging out with Prime Time on Thursday. Are you excited about that?
I'm excited. I didn't be able to actually meet you guys. So the last time I was going to a Jets game, my brother went out and he came back like 5 a.m. So we didn't get to go early. We had to go right before the game started. So I'm excited to finally meet you guys. I still think you should think about it. I know it's not great right now. I know Zach is probably not going to look great, but
I'm gonna get Tyson to go by Thursday.
I think the fans need you there to lead us in support.
The fact that you're going makes me feel better that they're going to win. So I'll just let you keep your good luck there. So that's what's most important.
My good luck, Tyson. The only game I went to was the home Patriots game last year. I feel like you need to go counter my luck. I mean, sitting at home has not been doing you well for the Jets wins recently. So I think you need to be back in the stadium.
Everyone in the chat just has to spam Tyson. Just keep DMing him where you're going to be at, what lot you're going to be in. He'll just get so pissed off.
Saying prime time being L7.
He'll be there.
Joe, thanks for calling in, man. We appreciate it.
All right, nice to talk to you guys again.
Enjoy the game.
Happy holidays.
Talk to me, man. You too.
Thank you.
All right, call the night. There you go. Happy holidays, everybody. Yep, definitely happy holidays, everybody. Happy, hopefully you have a great New Year. We got here. We'll go to Jason. Jason, what's up, man?
Hey, what's going on, guys?
What's up, man?
Not much. Bad loss, but what are you going to do?
Win on Thursday.
Yeah.
Either way, they had to win Thursday.
So nobody's talking about Jeff Smith enough. I mean, ESPN, Jets Central, nobody's talking about Jeff Smith. Why? I mean, that dude had a day. He had a few great snags. Didn't get a PI call. He was killing the cornerback after Mims went down. And if he didn't get hurt, I think the sky would have been the limit with him. And why didn't he start to begin with? That's my question.
A lot of talent in front of him.
Yeah.
Maybe he should be getting more of these reps over Berrios. I mean, you can make a valid argument for that at this point.
Berrios has been a disappointment, dude, with special teams and as a receiver this year. Yep. It's been really disappointing.
Yep.
Yeah, look, Berrios can't catch a pass to save his life. I mean, it's just the fact of the matter. And, I mean, look, you could say Zach threw him a 90-mile-an-hour fastball, but, I mean, the dude's getting paid enough to catch the ball. It's the second time it's happened. I mean, at least it wasn't in the end zone. but bounced off his hands.
But even the returns, though, man, he doesn't look like he's short-handed anymore. He looks
he's turning.
He looks hesitant too.
Yeah, he's hesitating. He's turning his head late. It's hitting him, and he looks like he's completely surprised by the time it gets to him.
He's running into tackles. It looks like he's running into tacklers.
Yeah. So anyway, so now we have the big Zach White. We have the Zach White. We have the big Zach Wilson, Mike White debate.
I kind of wish you can combine both of them.
Yeah.
Zach Wilson's mobility and arm strength, and Mike White's brain.
Right. You got one that rolls out. You got one that's a pocket quarterback. And to me, right now, the way that we need to move forward is we need a pocket quarterback. You can't run RPOs 50 times a game. And I think we saw that against the Patriots, and that was part of the problem. Every time he tries to roll out, the Pats defense, their line is going to shift, and they're going to go right through it. And they get him on the run. And it almost happened a couple times in the game 2 days ago. So the point is, to me, the safer bet is to stick with a pocket quarterback. To me, Mike White has flashes of Tom Brady. I mean, what Tom does is he makes, as the coach Salah said, makes the easy look easy, and he does. So, I would move forward with Mike White. I know he's injured, but, there's nothing you can do at this point. Zach's going to be the person. Unfortunately, Trevor Lawrence had a day against Dak Prescott. So if he brings
had a bunch of good days.
If he brings that on Thursday, I don't know, especially in the rain, I'm very nervous what we're going to see.
I can only imagine the crowd too. If Trevor Lawrence starts playing well, Zach's struggling, that place is going to be a shit show.
Yeah.
All the anger is going to come out.
It is.
And everyone's going to be drunk too. Most people are probably off of work on Friday.
Yep.
But there's other issues. You have Brendan Mann. I mean, he's kind of Shank Central. And then if you don't blame him on the Shank, Brendan Mann, you have him as Shank Central. And if you don't blame him, the special teams, 2 games in a row is letting up 50 plus.
It seems like he either shanks it or just outkicks the coverage completely.
Kicks into the end zone.
One of 2 things. Yeah.
Well, the Pats, they said was a shank. Salah said it was a shank because he kicked it right up the middle, which was stupid. He should have kicked it out to the side. And then this one that started Sunday's game, it did look like he kicked it again right down the middle, and it was more on the special teams. But again, I don't know. I'm not on the staff, so I can't tell you exactly what play was called. But either way, it wasn't even a long kick. He kicked a 40-yarder. They caught it at the 50.
But what the difference is when Zach Wilson was winning games, the defense was playing great, special teams were playing great. Now they're both being mediocre and average, and now this team can't win.
Well, the defense was winning the game. That's the thing. Now that the defense is hurt, Quinn Williams is out. I didn't see
for a good portion of this game, they'll give up 6 points.
Yeah, but I didn't see any pressure, and that was the issue. There was a clean pocket, and Jared Goff had all the time in the world to connect with his receivers and his tight end. And when you don't put pressure on the quarterback and you give them enough time, I mean, any quarterback's going to make Swiss cheese out of you.
Yeah, but still,
that's kind of how they play defense, though. I mean, they try to coverage you to death, and I think that's where, losing Quinn Williams, that hurt. Not having him up the middle to be able to just collapse that pocket, I think that was big. Not having him in there.
So
what's your level of confidence going into Thursday?
So depending on how Trevor Lawrence does, I hate to be honest, not so good. I mean, again, if we can hold them to 6, but then you have the problem with the offense. Zach is spotty at best. I mean, he does have flashes of success, but every 150-yard bomb that somehow miraculously is caught on the skill of the receiver, he is missing the open wide throws, and the offense gets out of rhythm, or they don't have a rhythm to begin with. So I don't know what's going to happen. I mean, we really need a miracle as far as what I can see based off of yesterday or 2 days ago.
Jason, thanks for calling, man. We appreciate it.
Guys. I appreciate it. Thanks.
Have a good night, man.
Chat is vicious tonight, man. They're not in the holiday spirit by no means.
No.
God damn, man.
He didn't exactly help my case to get you to the game on Thursday.
No, he did not. Not by no means. We'll share the link here in case anybody wants to. Chat, you guys, it's a holiday season, all you angry bastards. Why don't you guys exhale, relax a little bit? My God, man. Jeez. Mr. Sausage, what's up?
Dude.
What's going on, guys?
How you
Happy
doing?
holidays to all of you and your families.
You too, man.
Luca.
The question I have for you guys is I think it was Joe Caddy was discussing earlier. I was actually on his show earlier, but regardless, would you guys really consider, like, let's just say we're 2-1 or 1-2 in the last couple of games, and we end off with I'm not gonna do the math off my head. Would you really consider that a
8 and
successful
9.
season?
Wait, we're 7 and 7.
Okay,
We're gonna go
7 and
7, 8 and 9,
8.
or 9 and 8.
Thank you for doing the math. I didn't want to do the math, but thank you. Anyways, would you really consider that a
7
successful?
plus 1 is so fucking difficult.
Yes. Would you consider
that
that
a
a success? Would you consider that a successful season?
I mean, this is the problem. If you go back and say, you look at the beginning of the year, we all said the Jets are going to win 6, 7, 8 games. That's the expectation, and it's fine. But the expectations change when you have 6 wins and you're 6-3, 6-4. I mean, that's if you end the season. If you end the season 1 and 7, dude, or that's rough, man.
Or like we were saying before, though, if you're looking at it from evaluating the head coach and the quarterback, the head coach maybe you feel a little bit better about than you did year one. The quarterback situation, depending on how these last 3 weeks play out, probably going to be completely up in the air. But you also have guys like Garrett Wilson, Sauce Gardner. I mean, the last 2 draft classes, you got quite a few pieces to work with there, and that's a positive.
Yeah, but you also got to look at this. Who's your left tackle next year? You have no idea. You
could
have
be AVT.
We have no, but that's the thing. You're saying, yes, you may have found some building blocks, which is great, but the way the team fell apart, if you don't make the playoffs this year, you fell apart. Yeah. And so the way they fell apart is concerning because now you're going to have a question at left tackle. You're going to question at quarterback.
It's concerning, but you could also say that maybe just a young team that doesn't have that proven pedigree of success, like they weren't capable of coming back from losing AVT, Breece Hall, like all these, like not having Quinton on Sunday.
Though, because they were in every game, they found ways to. They're finding ways to lose, punt returns to lose games, blown assignments, missed timeouts. It's not like they're losing the better.
They're in every game, but you don't think that Breece Hall and AVT in the fourth quarter is helping to close out some of these games?
So then what? So then we just not
prime time. It's going to go on. It's going to go on Sal's record regardless.
No, I know. Listen,
but how do other teams win games?
That's what I'm saying though. Like teams like the Bills, they have a proven track record over the last 4 years. Like guys. Like next man up, like they know what they're doing there. Like they've been doing it year after year. We don't have that yet.
I mean, the offensive line's all veteran players. Everybody loved Herbig the last 3 weeks. Everybody said, "Oh, Laken Tomlinson, Pro Bowl guy, all these Pro Bowl all these quality guys, offensive line's playing like shit."
A lot of our best players have been our young players this year, though. Sauce, Garrett, Quinton Williams. I mean, like those have been our best players this year.
And then you think about all the good things. You could say now people are saying, you know what? We should get rid of Corey Davis. We should get rid of Carl Lawson. We should get rid of this guy. Get rid of that guy. We have a whole new team next year.
Yeah, definitely. It's like if we were all doing the schedule predictions this year, and we were like, okay, they'll be 4 and 5 at the bye. If they get to like 8 and 9 or 9 and 8, we could call this successful. That's not the case. We were 6 and 3 at the bye. You can't just fall flat on your face and choke. I'm sorry, you can't. Whether it's the shooting yourselves in the foot, the quarterback, Tyson will probably allude to, Salah not benching Zach Wilson in the second Patriots game, which I could completely understand. Yep. But it's just you that's going to go on his record, and I think with that, more pressure would be on him next year.
But see, the thing is this: it's like I like Salah. This Sunday he pissed me off. This Sunday he made a colossal mistake. Pissed. But I have faith in him that he's a smart guy. He'll learn from his mistakes. The question that we're going to have after the offseason, other than left tackle and quarterback, is the offensive coordinator. Is he the right guy for the job? If you're going to say,
if you're trying to develop a quarterback, maybe.
But that's the question. Like, does Salah make changes to his staff, saying, do we have the right offensive staff? Is Calabrese the right guy to be the quarterback coach? Like, do they say, we may not have the right mix here to mold young quarterbacks?
Or do you go get a veteran? Are you a win now team now with what you got from the defense?
I'm not drafting the quarterback, dude. Give me a veteran.
No. I don't want to this shit. I don't want to either.
No, I was just saying, I really could have thought that, they could have brought in a guy like Kurt Warner or Chad Pennington prior to the season, to help it. Because we don't have any experienced guys on the staff. So that's obviously a problem. Now we probably got to go elsewhere.
When the problem started, to be honest with you, when they handed Zach Wilson the job to begin with and didn't in competition. Yeah. That's when you started. They catered to him all last year. They babied him all last year. They did all that shit, and this is where all the bad habits started, and they carried over to this year. That's where the problem is.
Yeah, it's like
right. That's where this all started.
No, you're 100% right. And there's also this narrative, I think Tyrone was also discussing yesterday too. He's like, "Oh, roll Zach out of the pocket. That's his strength." Cool. The defense will enable the spy, and then you'll be forced to be in the pocket. It's not hard. the best quarterbacks in the NFL make throws from inside and outside the pocket.
It's funny. Like I listen to certain analysts. Like I love Daniel Jeremiah. I like all those guys. And he just said he's not a pocket passer.
No.
It's a pocket passer offense. Like he doesn't match the Jets offense. That's an enormous problem. So the question is, that's a hit on Joe Douglas because he brought the wrong guy into your system. But then it's a hit on Mike LaFleur because once you realize he can't do what you want him to do, how do you adapt your offense to make it more efficient?
Wasn't all the talk when he was drafted that he was perfect for this offense?
Exactly. Yeah, 100%. All the West Coast fit, and it's like
that's all we heard.
People are raising this question on Twitter. If this guy's not a pocket passer, like he has no ability to make throws in the pocket, why are you drafting him? Why not draft Justin Fields, who can be mobile and make passes in the pocket, especially in those big games? I'm not trying to, go back on the past, but I'm like, it's a serious question to raise.
I have a lot of questions, dude. I have a lot of questions about Zach and about the coaching staff and how they're handling him. How the reset the last 3 weeks. What actually happened there? Like you don't even.
I think it's fair to question like the development of the quarterback. I just don't question the offense itself right now. I feel like the scheme,
I really don't.
The plays,
either,
like guys are getting open.
Okay, so you're not going to question the offense. Look at fucking Mike White in the red zone against the Vikings.
Yeah, that was bad.
Let's not act like Mike White scoring 30 points a week.
I mean, Berrios catches that ball in the end zone. Are we talking about the play calling in the second half?
How many times
is it getting cute?
I'm saying they didn't punt the ball once in the second half. If Berrios catches that ball in the end zone, are we really talking about the offense and the play calling?
Right, I understand, but
scoring points, they weren't scoring points.
How many times is Mike LaFleur getting cute in the red zone? How many times is Mike LaFleur passing for a big third down and then he's going back to the run? Why is he not continuing the rhythm?
My point is that guys are open though.
No, I understand.
Every time we have a big play, it seems like guys are open. It's a Berrios drop or it's a Michael Carter fumble. Like those are the plays that are killing us right now. The CJ Mosley penalty. Like to me, it's not much of a coaching issue right now. You can point to instances. Yes, Saleh mismanages the timeouts at the end. Absolutely, coaching. You want to point to 2nd and goal at the 1? Say maybe you should have just quarterback sneaked it. Fine. But like guys are getting open on these plays. So I'm not looking at the offense and saying we need to change scheme right now.
They continuously run the ball on first down, don't get yards. And on anything less than 3rd and 2nd, they struggle like crazy. That's play calling. He doesn't have a feel. Sometimes LaFleur doesn't have a feel, and he stays loyal to the wrong players. Like, why is Berrios still in there? Like, at some point, you take him out.
That's
like Zonovan Knight's this big fine. Why wasn't Zonovan Knight playing sooner? It's like there's little things like that. They have this bias, or even like the whole James Robinson thing that completely blew up, right?
I think that's more of a positive though that they were.
But you went out and traded for James Robinson. You had Zonovan Knight in your team.
I think everybody deserves a piece of the humble pie. Just going to say it. They all deserve blame across the board.
It's frustrating as shit, man.
We could be thankful for the start, but it's just I'm nervous for Thursday as they get.
To answer your question, Luca, we all wanted meaningful games in December, so we have them. Exactly. They gave us that, but once they got there, they've fallen apart and they're losing in like it just not even like frustrating fashion. It's not even heartbreaking. It's just pissing you off.
Four out of the last 5 losses, you can literally go back to one play and say that was probably the difference in the game.
Aren't they all one possession games though? That's even worse.
Every one of them.
That's like Brandon Staley's Chargers last year. They all lost 1 possession games.
But the thing is, they're leaving so many points on the field where it's coming down to one possession. But they've left so many points on the field prior to that. Like Sunday's game, if Zach played a clean game, I'm telling you, they would have blown the Lions out. They would have scored fucking 28, 31 points, easy. The guys were open.
But people rather read box scores instead of looking at all the throws he missed.
Yeah, and I give Zach credit for those 2 throws in the fourth quarter. They were money throws, great job, but we should have never been in that spot to begin with. Never.
No, I completely concur.
So what's the score for Thursday night?
I'm gonna go. It's gonna be a low scoring battle, obviously because of the rain. I'm gonna go 20-14 Jaguars. I mean, I have a confidence of 4 right now. Can the Jets prove me wrong? Man. I think so. Plus, the last rain game I was at, the Jets won. So I know you got callers on the line. Prime time, please bring your grill.
Just for you, Luke, I'll bring it.
Yep, and the sausage coming straight from the butcher. Thanks, guys.
Have a good night.
Zach is not going to be on the team. Elmo with a bold take.
He'll be on the team.
He'll be on the team next year. They ain't cutting him.
Because they're not going to cut him, and nobody's trading probably more than a 3rd-round pick at this point for him. So you're not going to sell low.
Man, if the Jets lose this Jaguar game, I don't even have the strength for that. I wouldn't even have the energy to deal with that bullshit.
I don't even want to think about it. between all the Trevor Lawrence takes, Justin Fields stuff, Zach plays bad.
Especially on TV, like the national stage like that, that'd be brutal.
Mm-hmm.
What's up, Bubs?
How's it going? Thanks for having me on.
What's up, Bubs?
How you doing, man?
What's up? Pretty good. Could be better if the Jets won, but it is what it is.
How's your show doing? How's your?
It's going good.
Did you answer my question on your show? I asked you a question.
Yeah, I recorded it last week.
All right, good.
And then
you shouldn't watch it.
So
I've been busy as shit. I've been really, really busy.
Yeah, it's all right. No problem. But yeah,
I don't see Kevin ask you any questions on Twitter, right?
I didn't know there was a Twitter Q&A. I haven't been on Twitter.
Exactly. That's the problem.
New year,
yeah, I'm just frustrated that every other Jet fan is at the loss. Should have been a win. To blow the game like that, it's crushing. Tyson, you brought it up in your video. I saw like it felt like the same old Jets loss with their tight end, who I look back at his stats. He didn't even have a catch the week before. Last week against the Vikings, he didn't even have a catch. So to have a catch, and he had a drop too earlier in that drive, I remember it, and to have a 51-yarder just stinks. But I agree with everyone on Zach Wilson. Like the short throws, he can't make them. Once his first read's not there, he panics. Daniel Jeremiah nailed it right in the head. He is, a 230 hitter that strikes out a lot. He's going to hit a couple home runs. That's it. It kind of feels like Joey Gallo all over again, where it's like a ton of strikeouts, a little home run every once in a while, and it's like that's about it. But yeah, and something else I noticed too, which I know some callers brought up, every throw with him, I think Random Man brought it up. Every throw with him is like 100 miles an hour. Like, Mike White has that touch where he could take some off of it. Every throw with Zach is a rifle. Like he can't take a little bit off of it. He doesn't throw receiver-friendly footballs, and I think that's some of the reason why he's missing the open receivers. And
what's funny, Bubs? Think about back to training camp when Zach Wilson got hurt and Joe Flacco was throwing passes, and Garrett Wilson said he throws a very catchable ball.
Yep.
Remember they all said that, like, oh, the ball, it's a different ball he threw. They all said that. He's got different touch on his passes, right?
Yep.
Remember that?
Yeah, he throws receiver-friendly football. Zach doesn't do that, and that's like that's what you would hope he would do in the what you would hope he would do this year. Than obviously last year taking a second-year leap, but even the completion percentage, it's worse than last year. Like that's a serious problem. Like we talk about taking a second-year leap, that's getting worse. That's a serious issue. So it's frustrating, but I have a couple questions. Number one, do you guys think this? Sure. Do you guys think this offensive line is just kind of where it's at now, or do you think it's going to bounce back these final 3 weeks, or do you think this offensive line's just hit a point where it's just too many injuries and they're just not good enough?
I think they're better with White in there, just because he gets rid of the ball quicker.
Yeah,
I think Zach just panics too much and extends plays too long sometimes, and just doesn't see blitzes and things like that. But yeah, I think losing AVT was the biggest thing. I think at some point that was going to catch up to them. And Herbig, he's been okay. Tomlinson, not so much. Fant has not been good. So I don't know at this point. We expected a lot more from the veterans, and that's what's been.
I wonder if Fant's still like significantly hurt or something like that. He's not playing.
He was so much better last year, or he's just not good on the right side. I don't know.
Yeah, I agree.
He's on the left side. No.
Yeah, I agree. I think he's definitely going to walk in the offseason. I don't foresee him coming back at all. And then my second question is, and I have one more, is let's just say and we're all going to be a mess if they lose Thursday against Jacksonville, but especially, staying up 11:30 at night, if they get smoked, that's going to be a
prime time if they don't sleep 1 o'clock in the morning.
Sitting in traffic after that.
Yeah, traffic,
rain.
Puddles.
So hopefully they win, but let's just say they lose. Do you see them riding with Zach the final 2 games because they really won't mean much? Just to see what they got?
That's a good question.
I think they probably would.
Probably would. If they're out of it, if they're eliminated, I think that's...
And playing Mike White would probably only drive his value up more if he plays well. So if they feel like they know what they have in him and they want to bring him back at an affordable cost.
Or if Mike White's gonna come back at like 85%, to like, don't risk. If you're the player, like, you know what, I want to get healthy. I'm a free agent. Like, I don't even want to come back. I want to get healthy so I can get my contract.
I'm sure he'd rather be out there though for those final 2 games to show like it's not a fluke. Like I could do.
I doubt they play him though. They play Zach. Let's let him string it out.
Yeah, I think so too.
Yeah, and then you think even if Zach plays well this week, like they're going back to Mike White in Seattle?
I would.
Depends how well. I think he's got to go like, and again, I know the weather is probably going to be bad, but I still think he's got to go like 325, over 65% completions, can't turn the ball over. If he has a game like that, maybe you start him again, but otherwise, I think it should be Mike White's job.
Yep.
Yeah. All right. One more question. It's a little bit of a kind of a joke type question, but I've seen this going around social media a little bit.
Jokes.
If you had one game to win a Super Bowl, who's your coach? Adam Gase, Rich Kotite, Urban Meyer. Who are you taking?
Shit.
Sweet. Adam Gase,
Rich Kotite, or Urban Meyer? Which coach are you taking to win one game?
Probably Gase, right?
It's not Kotite.
Gase had a couple
Urban
of years in
Meyer.
Miami.
Urban
Won 7 games his first year here.
Urban Meyer has all those national championship games like that. He won a lot of big games in college. He's just that terrible NFL coach.
Yeah, he's not good in the NFL though. I think it would be Gase.
Yeah, I was going Gase too. I'd probably go Gase. He was awful, but the one thing is, he did win the 7 games. Not that that mattered, but
yeah, and he had a 10-win season in Miami.
He won in Miami.
You don't give him enough time to destroy the locker room. You just need him for one game. Good week of practice.
Yeah. I mean, they would have beat Buffalo week 1 if Kari Vedvik knew how to kick. So they would have been 1-0. But
that's a good question. You had 2 good questions. Good job, man. This is why your show is so good, man. See, it's shit like this keeping it new.
Yeah, thanks for having me on.
Have a good holiday, man.
Happy
you
holiday.
Too, have a good holiday.
All right, good question there. Like it. Go to Chris. What's up, man?
Tyson, prime time. Good evening, gentlemen.
How you doing?
Doing good. Multitasking. Hey, Elmo. Say hi to Dorothy for me.
We've been forgetting Elmo tonight. We're both screwing up.
Yeah, apologies.
All right, so I'm ready for your questions. And ask away, and I'll give you some honest answers.
Okay, prime time.
What percentage chance do you give the Jets making the playoffs?
I would say 40%.
It's pretty high, actually. I like that.
Yeah, well, not as high as I was the last time I said 50, 55, around there, but it went pretty low. Other than that, I don't know, because the one thing that I don't trust at all about the team is the offensive line. And there's a theory that I have about that, because here's what I think. I believe that the offensive line kind of crumbled ever since Mekhi went down. If Mekhi would have been healthy,
they were good early in the year.
Yeah, but
they had a dominant running game with Breece Hall that was carrying them.
They were closing out games with the running game behind the offensive line.
That may be true, but keep in mind,
true.
True prime time, but also it's been a roller coaster throughout this whole season so far.
If you would have said the AVT injury, I could understand that, but the Becton injury, I mean, they were
first
fine.
Part of the season, the offensive line was dominating people.
Yeah, imagine what would have been if Mekhi was there. Forget about it. We would have had a solid offensive line. Not only Mike White would have done well, Zach would have done well too.
Based on what? He didn't even play last year.
No, but I mean, if you think about it, suppose Mekhi didn't get hurt, right?
Yeah.
He's playing, and he's been.
You're playing him at left tackle or right tackle?
Well, where do you think he mostly goes?
I'm asking you.
I would say right tackle.
All right.
He would have been right tackle.
Right tackle. I agree. Right next to AVT. With those two solid, forget about it. I like the way I like how he played throughout training camp. He did pretty well, but
he was on one knee half of training camp. He couldn't
throw up to practice.
No, not this year. I'm talking about when we first got him.
You going back to his rookie year now?
I mean,
what the fuck are we talking about here, bro? Are you serious right now?
Well, I mean, it's the offensive line. I mean, it's the only line I don't trust the most. The wide receiver group is solid. Defense, solid.
Yeah, but your point was that the difference this year was that Mekhi Becton isn't playing. The fact of the matter is they're playing fine without him. When AVT went down, they suffered some blows. Then they're all getting banged up. George Fant got hurt. Max Mitchell got hurt. But they were filling in admirably and doing okay.
I mean,
they weren't for a good portion of the season. They weren't part of the problem.
I mean, I know you disagree with me. I'm just telling you from what I see, but I can understand where you're coming from. I could give. I know you guys have other callers, so I'm gonna make this quick. I can give you the prediction for the Jaguars game.
Yeah, what you got?
Yeah, I think I agree with the last call. It's going to be a low scoring game, and I think it's going to be 17-10 Jaguars because I do not trust the offensive line at all. And I'm sorry, Tyson. I'm sorry, but
what about the fucking quarterback? Do you trust the quarterback?
Well, that remains.
Who do you trust more, the quarterback?
It sounds like he believes that Zach Wilson would be playing better if not for the.
No, who do you trust more now? The play of the quarterback or to play the offensive line?
Play of the quarterback. I'm not the offensive line. I'm not an offensive line person.
You've got. I can't. I can't. Prime time. I can't. I can't do it. I can't do it. I cannot do it. I tried, man.
The holiday season.
I tried
to
be
be nice.
I tried to be nice. I tried to. This is what happens. This is not now. I'm gonna be the Grinch. I'm a bully. Here comes all this shit now. Dude, those takes were all over. That's what?
We went back to Becton?
What's up, man? Save us.
Hey, fellas, how y'all doing?
What's up, man?
Nothing much, man. Listen, I don't have no bull takes like the last caller. I could be on. I can't say that. I'm not going to talk about Mekhi Becton. He hasn't even played. I'm just not going to do that. Not going to do that.
We got 3 games to make the playoffs, and we're talking Mekhi Becton.
Yeah. Well, first thing I'm going to say is, Tyson, you need to make it to the game, man. It's your team. We root for them whether they win or lose. Simple. That's the way I feel. You know, I'm in Chicago. If I could be at the game, I'd be at the game. You know what I mean? So if nobody else, do it for me because I wish I was at the game. All right? I'm already having a hard time watching the games in Chicago.
Yeah, but see, I'll maybe not go to this game. I'll go to a Dolphin game down in Florida where it's nice and sunny.
See, but that Dolphin game's not going to matter unless we win this game, and they need you. They need you to create that home field advantage for that game to matter. We got to win this one.
Yeah. Well, I agree in this. Well, I'll say this. Last time I went to watch the Jets game at this place we got here, local, it was the Browns, and I thought they had left. So I turned on your stream, and I'll be damned. I turned on the stream, and the fucking Jets won. You know, so I'm always saying, damn, should I turn on the stream or should I go watch it myself? You know, just saying. But it's the holiday season. You should definitely go. Go support the team because I know I would. I don't care if they win or lose. Zach Wilson, I don't think he played a great game, but I don't think it just seems like everybody's piling up on Zach now. It's like everybody's jumped off his bandwagon, and no matter what he does, it's just not going to work. They don't care what he does. He could have threw for 5 touchdowns, and they still lost by 1 point. And Zach missed Elijah Moore here or there.
No, I don't think so, man.
Do you think there's still like lingering feelings from the press conference where people just don't like him now? They just didn't like his attitude, the way he handled that, and it's still like it's personal now.
I think, at least with Elijah Moore, it is that interception that Zach threw to. It was nowhere close to Elijah Moore. But if you watch the replay, he quit mid-play. I don't even know what kind of pattern he was running. It was like an out and then an up, and then he was too close to the sideline. I don't know what the hell he was doing. Granted, it was a horrible pass. It shouldn't have been thrown.
Right to the safety, yeah. It
was horrible pass, but you got to help your – if you watch that clip, Elijah Moore could have got there to try to break it up. He gave up mid-play. If you just watch it, you don't have to agree with me. Watch the play. But I believe he gave up on that play.
I think, but to answer your earlier question, though, I think if Zach played, like if he threw like 28 of 35 for 4 touchdowns and, and they lost a close game, but he played that well, I think the fans will start rallying around. Like, I don't think fans take any like pride in like ripping Zach Wilson. I think we're all frustrated, and then we're not seeing any progress, and you're seeing your playoffs go right down the toilet. And you're seeing the same mistakes that we've been seeing, which the fundamentals. Like, if he played well, I think we'd all be happy for him. We think that's the end goal.
You're right. I understand. Some people are like that, but there's a big collection that no matter what he does, he's never going to win their trust back. Never.
I think I agree with Tyson. I think most people just want a quarterback. They don't even care who it is, whether it's Zach or Mike White. We just want a long-term answer that we can depend on.
Competent.
I do too. Right? I do too. I do too. But you got to think, back in the day, most quarterbacks weren't good until they sat for at least 2 to 3 years. Everything got fast forwarded now just because you had a few good quarterbacks. Everything got fast forwarded. So I'm not saying that it's unfair. You play the position, you get paid the money. It is what it is. But expectations have ratcheted up way too much.
But Zach was probably statistically one of the worst quarterbacks in football last year.
Okay.
You bring him back this year with much improved weapons. You expect him to show at least improvement, signs of improvement. Say, you know what? This kid's heading in the right direction. This kid can be our future, our leader, like that. He didn't show you any of that. Then he caused the off the field shit. He didn't hold himself accountable. Like he did everything wrong to create doubt. Like instead of gaining confidence, he created more doubt, and that's the problem.
You're right, but I'm just saying, everybody makes mistakes, fam. That's just the way I look at it. Everybody makes mistakes. Press conference, horrible, bad look. You understand? He's never been in that position before. Hindsight is 20/20, 100%.
Right, but okay. So even during their winning streak, that everybody wants to be so proud of, like Zach won 5 games. He was passing for 100 yards a week. You know what I mean? Like it wasn't like he's
okay. But
like the passing offense with Zach was one of the worst offenses in football.
I'll counter you. You're right, but I'll counter you with this. He only did what they asked him to do. He only did what they asked him to do.
But what he was doing was he was missing a lot of passes, and Breece Hall was bailing him out.
That's fair. I understand that back then, but from a casual fan watching the game this week, I didn't put most of the blame on Zach. I put most of the blame on offensive line. Our offensive line has been trashed the last few weeks, and it was trashed last year. You understand? So it's hard to throw a pass when you don't trust your offensive line. You get happy feet. You run out of open pockets. It's like it's kind of like when you were growing up, your parents said, if your parents hit you, then when they came around, they raised their arm, you got all scared and stuff like that. You know what I'm saying?
It just seems like every other quarterback is so much more efficient in this offense with the same offensive line. Like they're completing the passes to guys that are wide open. Zach's not hitting.
It just flows, but the offense flows better, man.
You're right. There's no rhythm to it, but when you can't run the ball, there's never rhythm. There's never rhythm.
No, and I'm not saying this game is all on Zach. I'm saying the coach screwed up, the defense screwed up, the punter screwed up. You know, they all had a part in this game. This was a collective meltdown here.
I will say, this past Sunday, there was no creativity in that play, in the game plan. No creativity. I didn't see any reverses or anything like that. Hell, when Mike White plays, he gets the Philly special. He gets reverse passes. Hell, the Jets don't even run a fucking screen that much. They run probably like 5 screens the entire year. You know what I mean? So there's no creativity in it. I think they really should have a Straveler package. I don't know if anybody's going to say that, but they should when they need to move the change or they need a jump start or something like that. But the only reason,
especially on 3rd and 2, do that.
The only reason why I believe they're not going to do that and why they're not going to play Straveler is because if he actually plays good, then they got a whole can of fucking worms.
They already have that with Mike White, though. It's not going to get any worse.
Yeah, but that's fair. But Mike White's only won 1 game.
But Saints did it with Drew Brees. They took him out and brought Taysom Hill in. Who gives a shit?
Correct.
If it's a gadget guy that has a role and can make you move the chains and get yards and do stuff, go for it. I don't care.
I'm with you. I'm with you.
Drew Brees is a lot different, though.
I'm saying if you have a gadget guy, like you can't be scared. Like, all right, if he's gonna be doing run pass options and shit like that to move the ball, go for it. And Zach won't get hit. Then preserves him.
You know what? It's their philosophy not to do that. That's it, and that's stupid. As a coach, you should have any philosophy that'll help you win. And I think it's their philosophy to do certain stuff. Just like on 3rd and 2, instead of running a ball, you're looking for a slant or some shit like that.
Yep.
It's like it's their philosophy. They're kind of stuck in the olden ages with their philosophy sometimes.
It's stubborn.
Yeah, that's definitely fair. They are stubborn. I'll give you a prediction. I'll let the rest of the callers call in. I actually think the Jets win this week. I think the Jets win. And if the Jets win, I don't care how well or how bad Zach plays. they automatically go back to Mike White next week because the only way they're going to win the next 2 games is if Mike White is there in their head. I'm not saying me personally, but this is just the way I think that they're thinking, you know?
I agree.
And the punter.
Terrible. He drives me crazy, man.
Man, Jesus Christ. Shit, and just to think we wasted a draft pick on that, you know? I'm sorry. We wasted a draft pick on that. But then I got a beef with Brent Boyer because he needs to do something. I don't care if you got to bring another punter in or you need to tell him, hey, kick it all out of bounds or at least kick it where the special teams MVP is. Kick it on that side. You know, if he's on the left, all punts go to the left. If he's on the right, all punts go to the right. You know, but
I don't know out of bounds at this point.
That's what I'm saying. Just kick the ball out of bounds, man. It'd be easier.
Yeah, but he'll probably kick a 20-yarder out of bounds. You don't want that shit to happen.
He did that on Sunday. He shanked the one that was like a 30-yarder. It was a disaster. Thanks for calling.
Yeah.
This is called the night, man. Thanks for calling it. We appreciate
I
it.
appreciate y'all. I'll listen to y'all every week, yo. Always. I'm always there. And go to the game, Tyson. Go Jets.
Have a good night. Thank you.
Happy holiday, man.
That was a good call right there.
Excellent call.
So you go from that.
I like respectful debates like that. You know,
that was fun. I enjoyed that.
Right, yeah.
No arguing. We just got along. A lot of just fun intellectual debates.
So we go from that to what?
We got this. What's up, man?
Why am I staring at your lights?
I was turning off the volume. I was playing a horror game while I was waiting in the lobby.
Playing a horror game?
Yeah, I was playing a horror game while I was waiting, so I just turned it off. So what's up?
You tell us.
That was frustrating. That was a frustrating game. Hi, Almo.
What frustrated you the most?
Honestly, it's just like a mixture. Like everybody had, like it seemed that every element of the team had their brain part. You know what I'm talking about?
We lost you for a second.
Sorry.
Why are you punching the screen?
What are we doing?
Someone's calling me. Hold on. Let me turn off my fucking.
Who's calling you? Answer it. Answer the phone call.
There we go. All right. Hold on 1 second. Give me 5 minutes. No. I can't. I'm in the middle of something. I'm in the middle of a live stream college. Bye. All right, bye. I'm sorry about that.
Who's that?
Just my mother calling me, asking me about something.
Is the meatloaf ready?
No, she asked me about the dog.
I can't fucking do this.
Did you take the dogs down?
I can't do it anymore.
No, she's saying that one of them's acting funny. She wants me to go check it out. Did I break him?
Yes. Tyson's done. We
I'm
lost
sorry.
Tyson, I think, for good. He's probably not coming back. I don't know how to even try to recover this phone call.
All right, so let me try. Okay, like what frustrated me is that every element of the team had their brain fart moment. Whether it's like Zach Wilson basically shitting the bed throughout the third quarter.
Believe in me.
You had the coach brain farting on that final drive, or the defense for some reason not covering the slowest fucking tight end in the history of the multiverse. Everybody had their brain fart moment that played into the ball.
So what are your thoughts heading into Thursday?
Like I said, the only thing that made my day was I think you guys
seeing the Patriots lose, right?
Yeah,
that's probably a major day.
Oh well, definitely. I mean, think about it. They can never bring up the butt fumble ever again.
That's right.
Well, yeah, like I said, honestly, the thing that frustrates me
is life.
No, yeah. Too. Sorry. Yeah, no, that frustrates me more than you can imagine. But yeah, no, the thing that frustrates me is that the Jets can never seem to get a break. You know, I was looking at the game for Thursday night, the weather. And, you know, when I was looking at it, it just seems.
Kevin, are you going to say anything? You're not saying a word.
I'm just sitting back laughing. The thing that frustrates me, every time I look back at the game, it seems that the weather just gets warmer and fucking warmer and warmer. It's like I'm expecting, like, when I look at the game tomorrow, it's gonna be
what? Did you go outside today? It's fucking freezing.
Thursday night game. Look at the temperature. It's 46 degrees at night.
Okay.
What's that mean?
It's not exactly warm.
Yeah, but when I first checked it, like 5 days ago, it was 27. Supposed to be 27 degrees.
That's a positive then. So is that going to change your score prediction?
Well, no, I thought that because
it's a negative.
The Jaguars.
Oh, it's warmer for them then.
Yeah,
It's
exactly.
gonna be raining though.
Yeah,
They're used
but
to the rain, that's gonna help them too. They probably practice in the rain every day.
The last time they played in the rain, Trevor Lawrence had like 4 interceptions, didn't he, or something like that?
I haven't checked it actually, but like that's the thing I was hoping for. I was hoping for like that frigid cold to just
Are you
throw
hearing
them.
that echo? He's talking from a spaceship.
Yeah.
I'm talking to you from my phone. Like I said, I was playing a horror game.
Oh, I didn't realize that after the phone call.
Well, yeah, no.
This is called the night prime time. What is it? We're an hour and 51 minutes. This is definitely called the week. There's not even.
I'm just gonna continue Swifty's call and just keep recording this.
This is just it. This is called the week. Not even close.
I'll let you go. All right.
All right. Thanks.
All right.
Happy holiday.
Happy holiday.
Oh my god, dude, what are we doing,
man? What the hell?
We used to have like a professional show. This is what it's come down to. This is just.
This is life.
This is it. This is call of the week. It's not even close. I don't think. Oh god, my eyes are still tearing.
I can't believe he actually answered it.
He hit the book. He's said, "Can you call
Hold
me
on,
back?"
hold on. No. It's a wonderful night.
It would have been nicer if the Rangers held on there.
I know. They gave 2 quick goals.
Did the Knicks win?
They were up big, I think. Hey, Bulls. I see him over there. Hello, Elmo. Afram saves the day. Oh, yeah, I got you guys
Much
already.
needed.
Yeah. Bad. There we go. I don't know about that. Let's go. But as you said what I was thinking, this should never gotten to that point. Should never gotten to that point. You can't sustain drives. You're missing guys. You had plenty of opportunities to score. You don't. And Swifty made a good point about, they give these special plays to Mike White and all that. Now ask yourself why. Because maybe they have more confidence in him making the play than they do with Zach. Yeah. And why was Knight able to run the ball? Because they can't load the front line and prevent the run because White was getting rid of the ball 5 yards, 10 yards very easily. So they can't afford to. He can drive the ball down the field. The 0-6 in the red zone, I fault that on LaFleur. He should have been more creative, just like the pass that they had Osama come off the line and a nice quick pass and for a touchdown. That should be their play all the time instead of going up the middle with the quarterback sneak. That was stupid. But I guess they had no they were too worried about the Vikings defense. But Zach White moves the ball down the field. Okay. Let's not talk about the drive where he hits the guy for 50 yards and then it's a short field after that. A good quarterback can take you, just keeps moving the ball down the field. Brady did that all the time. That was Brady's it. Brady would run down the field, chunk up yards left and right, and kill the time. And that's how they move the ball. All right? We can't go for the bomb every single time.
But the plays that he's missing, the open receivers he's missing, those are all chunk plays too. Those are all your 10, 12, 15-yard plays.
And they're wide open. And like Kevin says, that's not that's good play calling. The guys are wide open. The players are wide open. He's missing them. I mean, the ball's just zooming right by Wilson. He's looking at this thing, and I don't blame him for getting upset. I mean, and you have the Lions making a mistake and letting Berrios get behind them in the secondary, and you can't toss the ball with Mike White makes that pass, I believe. He gets it right in there. I don't think he goes for a touchdown because there are other defenders there, but it's a good chunk of play. They would definitely have gotten the field goal out of that to tie it at least. But listen, and quite frankly, everyone says what can the coaching staff do? Are they, what's next? We're going to change the uniforms to blue and white to make them feel at home. At some point, this kid has to take accountability. If the other guys are what you call it, are able to move in this offense, and you got Mike White came out of nowhere, 5th round pick. Okay, his mechanics are good. Everyone says it's an easy fix. Then why isn't he fixing it if it's that easy?
Well, they're all saying they're saying it's basically the same offense San Francisco's running and Brock Purdy's running it. The guy came in.
He just walked in. Yeah, exactly. He walks in and he runs it beautifully. Okay. You can't be a gunslinger. You're not a gunslinger. Okay. You haven't won anything to be a gunslinger.
Do you change the quarterback, or do you try to change the offense and just cater it to Zach? I mean, I know you don't have a choice for this week on Thursday, but then looking forward after that with 2 games left, I mean, what do you do?
You smack him in the back of his fucking head and you tell him you got to listen. That's the bottom line. You're 22 years old, 23 years old. I'm not catering to your little ass. All right.
I agree.
All right. No one's going to cater to you. Now, if they want, if they can bring in Frank Wright as the quarterback coach, and maybe that helps him just to learn how to pass correctly and learn how to do things in the offense. But I'm not babying this kid anymore. Okay. You're not a kid. You're making $7 million a year. I don't care. Now you're a man. Okay.
Yep.
Enough. I'm not babying. It's ridiculous. And he's got 2 years left. I'm not going to wait. You need to produce now.
And there's talent, but then there's talent around. Like the thing would always was like, oh, there's no talent. No. You literally have playmakers all over the place.
Okay. You got Sam Darnold. If he beats Tampa, I think they win the division or something to that effect. They take the division with the Panthers. Okay. This is asinine.
Not even that. But Afram, like what's frustrating me.
It's frustrating. It is frustrating.
But what's frustrating me is you see all these backup quarterbacks all throughout the NFL are stepping in and coming in and they're making plays and running offenses. Now our second-year quarterback can't do it consistently. Like
that shouldn't happen with the number 2 overall pick, where he's already a project like this. I mean, he's got so much shit he's got to work on. And again, like you could still praise the stuff that he does well, but like I keep saying, I mean,
he could be so much better.
What area has improved? Like that's
exactly. He could be so much better, but now he can't read an off. He can't read a defense. He can't. I don't get it. I don't know what else you're going to do for this kid.
Dude, Tony Romo nailed it, man. He nailed it. He said, you watch Mike White and you watch Zach Wilson. Mike White can read the defense and go through his progressions. Zach Wilson doesn't know what he's reading. He can't go through the progression. He doesn't know what he's seeing. That's a legitimate problem.
You see it in the tape. You see White, boom, boom, boom. I hit my guy that's open.
Yep.
And let me tell you something. He's zipping passes when he needs to, and he has touch when he needs to, Mike White.
Yep.
And he's doing it between 2 defenders with confidence.
Yep.
Okay. I mean, it's very frustrating. I mean, unfortunately, we have no choice because we have a hurt quarterback. We have a hurt guy. Yeah, it might as well.
So are you where I'm at right now is if Zach finds a way to win this game on Thursday, which would be wonderful. If Mike White's ready to play in Seattle, I'm playing him in Seattle. I'm not playing Zach. I don't care.
Yeah, no. I go back to the guy. Just like any other backup has to sit back, and your guy is the guy. Your starter is now Mike White. Enough. And I really don't. I have no confidence in this game. I really don't. I'm just hoping for the best at this point. I really do.
What happened?
I blame you for this, Afram.
Yeah, you should. I'll be a man.
You changed your initial prediction. You stuck with 10 wins all year. You raised the bar to 11, and now here we are.
Yeah,
that's a fair point.
I'll take it.
Your lack of confidence on Thursday night is due to Trevor Lawrence playing well and the unknown of Zach Wilson?
The unknown of Zach Wilson. I'm worried about Trevor Lawrence. I really am not. I think our D is still there. I think we only gave up 6 points up to that point. And how many times did our defense has to come out right away, come in back in the field right away? You know, when White was there, these guys were rested and they were able to do things a lot more. Enough already.
Sauce had too much rest. He didn't know what to do.
Now he's getting mad.
Yeah. I mean, these guys, are they confident with this guy behind the line?
You could tell it, man. You could tell body language. You could tell it's like, yeah.
I was gonna say, like, as a fan, I would have so much more confidence if the words spoken by Garrett Wilson, Elijah Moore, and all these guys, like if they were really rallying around Zach, like I would be able to buy in more. But the fact that it just seems like they're so turned off by him for whatever reason, whether it's stuff, in
there's
the
no
locker room
confidence,
or just the way the ball comes out of his hands, whatever it is, they just don't look at him as the leader. It seems like right now
they just know he's not good.
Yeah, forget about what he said. That's in the past, but it's just they don't have any confidence that this guy's going to get the ball to them.
But
and
dude,
they
like,
see it, and that's the frustrating part on that.
I think those comments,
they're not
allowed
frustrated?
for them to voice their frustration with
Yeah.
him. And I think that's where it became known. It
Prime
wasn't
time,
just the comments; it was whatever else.
You're a baseball coach, right?
Yeah.
You know, you're a baseball player. You know when your worst pitcher's on the mound, how are you going to go on the field? You're like, oh, here comes batting practice. We're going to get lit up today. Like, things are going to go bad when you have your worst pitcher on the mound, right?
Yeah.
But when you have your best pitcher on the mound, what do? You play better defense. You're more fired up. You're more inspired because you expect better things to happen, right?
Yeah. And you get in a rhythm too. It's like the pace of the game and things like that. It's not, 30 pitch innings and things like that. And I think for the offense, when it's, 3 straight incompletions, but then the one chunk play, guys aren't getting in a rhythm. Guys are frustrated. They're getting open and they're not getting their catches.
And they play well. All of a sudden, the confidence is in that team, and they start playing well. They don't know what's going to happen with this guy, and so just they get back in a position. What we do? How are we going to protect this guy? And all of a sudden, but there's so many guys you can block. They're just coming right up the middle because they know this kid is not going to do anything with that ball. Okay, it's very frustrating, and everyone says it's not all his fault, but me personally, if you can't move the ball, it's his fault.
There's becoming
That's the bottom line.
There's becoming a blueprint now on how to
That's
beat the
it.
Jets. You force, Zach to throw the
100%.
ball, and you stay away from Sauce and Reed in the secondary on defense. That's
If
the
I'm only
blueprint
giving
now.
up 6 points on defense, I know this is the special teams gave up, but we still had we still mustered the lead. Okay, and we should have had more points. We should never have been in this situation because
Never
that 51 yarder would never have been ran. They would have had to be doing other things.
100% agree.
It's just unbelievable. Before I go, I just want to say to everyone, Happy New Year, Merry Christmas to you and you guys, your family. Also, I want to plug Joe's and Dan's channel. It's so much fun. It is fun. It really is. I go on it. They're hilarious.
Did
But
you see this guy now? He's plugging other
no.
shows now.
No,
He's become their
it's-
spokesperson now.
You
He's
do
gonna
it
be,
too.
he's
You
gonna
do
be
it
their
too.
producer. I give it
Yep.
3 weeks.
He's going to be
No,
their
no,
special
no,
guest
no,
every
no.
week. He'll be doing his weekly segment. He'll probably
Joe
do-
and Dan are fun to talk to.
He's
I
going to
swear.
probably do the
They're
contracts
funny
and stuff
guys.
like that and player evaluations
Trust
for
me,
them.
it is a totally different channel. I'm just going to leave it at that.
I told them I'd go on. I'm probably gonna do it.
It is totally
No,
different.
I'm going on. They
channel,
gave
but-
me a date. I'm going on, I think, 2 weeks. I'm going on a week.
Yeah,
from
you're gonna
Thursday.
see. It's good. But guys, thank you throughout this whole year for having me on, and hopefully
He's going to send us a bill now. Watch.
hopefully Thursday becomes. Oh yeah, it's also on Fox. I checked. It's on Fox.
Yeah, that's what I thought.
It's on
Perfect.
Fox.
Tyson
I'm
won't be
hoping for
home
the
anyway.
best.
He'll be at the game.
That's
I'll be right
okay.
here.
No, he'll
Have
be
a-
right there.
Have
He
a,
ain't
have a
going.
great night.
You
Have a
too,
great
guys.
night,
Thank you
Happy
for
holidays,
everything.
man.
You too.
Thank
be
you.
well.
Thank you.
Hafram comes on and plugs their jet turbulence, I think it's called.
Yep.
Yeah, I'm going on. I think I'm going on January. They invited me like 2 weeks from now. I'm like, I'm never going to remember that shit. I can barely remember next week.
I was gonna try to do Saturday before the game. I had too much shit going on.
Yeah, you're a busy man. Saturday before the game, the game was on Sunday.
I know. Probably wouldn't have been the best time to do a show anyway. So.
All right. So we have our cleanup hitter. Well, I'll be going on his show next week, I guess. All right.
I didn't get an invite.
You didn't get an invite?
No.
Really? So right now, the only one that was invited was Tyrone and me. You were on his show already, weren't you?
I thought you were going on again. Weren't you on already?
Mm-mm. Well,
I thought you were
sir.
on already.
What's up, man?
My God. Elmo, Christy, Afro, Bob, hello. How you guys? Well, I know how you guys are doing. How we're all doing.
How you doing, man?
Shitty.
Terrible.
Why? Because Zach Wilson is the freaking quarterback. Now, let me go into my little spiel for a minute. Because Swifty came on and said, Mike White gets special plays. What special plays? I don't see any flea flickers, any.
You can open your offense more with Mike White because he's completing a lot of the smaller passes, but the defense is on the toes.
That is. Come on, Swifty.
Zach actually had the Philly special this year, right? Where he grittied in. Yeah. Mike White had that one last year.
And then, before Swifty, you have Chris. Come on. And talk about Makai Beck. What the hell? What the?
We had a little bad streak there.
You think? So, Tyson.
Yes, sir.
I'm here to talk business. So,
Ooh, you talking business?
Ooh.
Well, I'm not gonna. Yes, business.
All right.
What's he owe you?
No, you need a co-host Thursday, correct?
I could need a co. Oh, you want to talk? You want to co-host the stream? That's what I'm talking about.
Clearly, he's got a dollar amount in mind, though.
No. I just.
It'll just cost me a Jamal Adams jersey.
No, it's just that I usually stream Thursdays anyway, and I wasn't.
I'll send you a Zach Wilson bobblehead.
You don't have to pay me. I usually stream Thursday games. Anyway, I wasn't good. I swear to God, I'm not gonna do it on my channel.
Mm-hmm.
But if you need a call,
I'll reach out to you. I'll definitely talk to you about that, Jose. We'll see how we have to negotiate this.
You don't have to do anything. You've done enough for me already.
You get the bill next year.
That's right. January 2nd.
Happy holidays. Merry Christmas. Everyone have a healthy, safe holidays. And maybe I'll see you guys on Thursday.
Yes, sir.
If Tyson doesn't come to the game, I'm definitely hopping on the stream.
Have a great night, man.
In the stadium.
PT,
Yo.
happy holidays.
You too, man.
Because I know you're going through it.
He's a grump.
Well, you know.
I appreciate that, man. Really do.
Love you.
I am total Grinch this time of year.
Love you, Jose. Have a good holiday, man. I'll talk to you.
All right.
Love you, bro. Happy holidays, man.
Look at that. See? He
Yeah,
offered to take your spot just like that.
I'm okay with Jose.
You went on the show once or twice?
Once.
So I got to go on it next week.
You haven't been on yet?
No.
I thought you.
Nope. I've never been invited. I've never been invited. I'm like the last one.
He was saving you for Jets Seahawks week.
I know he was.
Yeah.
So prime time. What is your prediction for Jets Jaguars? Or are you gonna do a video? Because videos in 2 days. You ain't doing a video in 2 days.
I'll do another video, but my prediction right now, I mean, just based on the weather forecast, I think it's going to be an ugly type of game, low scoring game. I think the defense is going to show up. They're going to play their asses off. It's going to come down to whether or not Zach turns the ball over and makes some of those mistakes that he has at times this year. If he doesn't, I think the Jets win the game. I'm going to go
close, ugly game.
I'm going to go Jets 16, Jaguars 10.
Oof. Chris, don't worry about it, man. We all have bad calls. We just bust. The one thing you got to realize, if you call in and say some crazy shit, we're going to call you out on it. But, dude, no big deal. We're all having fun, man. Don't worry about it.
On to the next, like a Zach Wilson game.
This game's going to be interesting, man. But their left tackle's out, too. Isn't Cam Robinson out, too?
I think both their tackles might be out, right?
Yeah. And then Quinn I'm curious to see what happens with Quinnen. Like if he could play, I mean, that's a big lift for the defense too, man.
Seems like it's trending that he's going to be back.
Yeah,
and you're getting Davis back.
Yep. I'm trying to. That Willie McGinnis incident's ridiculous, dude. That shit's
wild.
That's
video.
crazy. Well, see, I'll do my video, my preview video, but we got Harry Cirkin in here. Look at this.
Oh,
next year's starting quarterback is not on the Jets roster as we speak. Douglas and Sal have concerns about Mike White's durability. Small sample size, no guarantee of future results. Zach needs work, and clock is ticking.
I'm not going to argue that.
Nope, me neither.
I still think Zach's going to be here. And as long as Mike White doesn't get like a crazy contract somewhere, I think he'll be back too.
Yeah, I mean, I just want to win Thursday, dude. Just give me a win on Thursday. Keep the drive.
Keep the season alive. Keep the season alive. It's been a fun year.
Man.
Let's keep it alive for another week.
Yeah. I just think the weather's going to be a huge factor. It's going to force both teams to run the ball. Etienne's a good player. That's why you want Quinnen Williams back, man.
Yep.
Etienne's a player. Then you got.
I think Quinn's going to play.
And Zonovan Knight's healthy though, right?
Yeah,
he's back.
Well, he was banged up, but yeah, I think he practiced today.
Well, we'll see. Thank you guys for joining us.
So wait, you're not giving your prediction?
Nope, I do videos, man.
That's messed up.
But Zach comes up, tells us he's going to show up on Thursday, but he spelled Thursday wrong. Not surprising.
Thursday.
Here's one for you. Would you rather have Mike White back or Quinnen back? Mike White.
What? Over Quinnen?
Yep. 100%. Yep. For this game? Yep. That's how down I am on Zach right now.
You're probably right. That's a tough one, but yeah, you're probably right. I think you have enough depth on the D line where you should be able to overcome not having Quinnen. I think they felt it on Sunday though, not having him out there.
See you guys all on Thursday. Prime time's gonna get wasted with the Jets turbulence, guys. We'll talk to you later.
Later. See you guys Thursday.